All right, here we go, gentlemen.
Are you going to record this one?
Yeah, we're going to do it right now.
Okay, we'll go live.
Just toast. I'm going to think about it some.
FOTMs, do you know what time it is?
Peter's going to be there tonight.
Toast time! Toast! Featuring Stu Stone, Cam Gordon,
Won't be there.
and Toronto Mike.
Yes, I'll be there.
That's toast.
Cam's not going to be there?
Yeah, just toast.
Why am I coming?
Because Cam, who says he likes you just fine, Bob, Cam works for like one of the big colleges.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And he has to attend all these convocations.
Oh, jeez. It's graduation season.
Like he had a good excuse. Anyway. Welcome to episode 1720 of Toronto Mic'd, proudly brought to you by Great Lakes Brewery, a fiercely independent craft brewery who believes in supporting communities, good times, and brewing amazing beer. Order online for free local home delivery in the GTA. Palma Pasta. Enjoy the taste of fresh, homemade Italian pasta and entrees from Palma Pasta in Mississauga and Oakville. Yes, we are open. An award-winning podcast from Monaris, hosted by FOTM Al Grego. Toronto Maple Leafs baseball. Cito Gaston is there tomorrow night. Get to tomorrow night's game, Friday Night Lights, and meet Cito. I met him last week for the first time. That's a true story.
That's amazing.
RecycleMyElectronics.ca. Committing to our planet's future means properly recycling our electronics of the past. Building Toronto Skyline, a podcast and book from Nick Iones, sponsored by Fusion Corp, Construction Management Inc., and Ridley Funeral Home. Pillars of the community since 1921. Today, returning for this 40-second toast, it's Rob Preuss and Bob Willette.
Hello, hello.
Rhymes with Gillette.
That's right.
So we just met for the very... Bob, unless Bob has met her before.
No.
Okay. We just met Rob's wife.
Woohoo!
Like, I honestly thought you made her up.
That's true.
Couldn't make her up.
See? Wow. So what a pleasure. And
Yeah.
she says she listens to Toast episodes.
She loves it. She comments on sometimes on the live stream as well. And
What's her handle there?
Yeah, what's her handle?
Cha-cha.
Oh, now we know.
Now you know.
Honestly,
Sorry,
I
but
that
I've
was-
given it away.
that.
I've given her
Oh,
secret
yeah.
away.
I don't think we knew
She might have to change it now.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure to meet your wife.
You'll see her tonight. She'll be there too with us
Okay,
all.
so let's address that, and then
Yeah.
I'm going to play a song, and we're going to remember somebody near and dear to all of our hearts, but especially Bob Willette's heart. You have a heart, right, Bob?
Last I checked.
Okay, good. So
Heart
I
conditions.
should point out the obvious, which is we're recording this just before TMLX 19. So we're going to record until 5 o'clock, and then I'm going to shut her down, and I'm going to get my ass to Great Lakes Brewery, 30 Queen Elizabeth Boulevard, to receive the Palma Pasta delivery, because Palma Pasta is going to feed everybody tonight. Great Lakes, your first beer is on the house, courtesy of Great Lakes. They're going to host us, and we're going to have a great time. You guys excited about TMLX 19?
yes,
This
and
will-
it's June 26th, 2025. So we'll timestamp it as well because it's
Absolutely.
tonight. But yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to it.
And Bob, it's not your first. But,
No, I've been this like my third, maybe
Me too.
fourth.
That's my third, I think.
I feel like Rob gets to more TMLX events than you, Bob.
No, I don't think so. I think this is honestly, this might be my fourth. This will be for sure my second at the brewery.
Oh.
And it'll be, and I think I've been to two. This will be my fourth. This will
Well,
be.
you know what? I owe you an apology, Bob.
Yeah.
We're going to celebrate you in a moment, absolutely.
I don't
But
know
let's
why.
remember somebody who passed away
Yeah.
since
Oh
the last
yes, that's
recording.
right. Since last we talked, yeah.
Is this Bob Willette the first FOBW to pass away?
Oh, good question. I think so. Yeah. I'll have to look back, but I'm pretty sure it is. Absolutely. Yeah. Loretta Swit passed away. I was very happy to get an interview with her before she passed. And
Well, it's better to get one before she passed
Wow,
than
I mean,
after.
It's harder after, yeah.
oh, I have
Like,
so many dead people
They get
booked on the show. They never call. It's weird.
You know, my wife and I had a weird encounter with Loretta Swit once on the streets of New York.
Oh.
that she stopped and asked us for directions once. It was
Oh,
the
that's
weirdest
great.
thing. I didn't recognize her until she left us, and my wife and Leia was like, "That was Loretta Swit."
Now-
It was like somewhere on the Upper West Side, and she was looking for a restaurant or something. It was
Oh wow!
weird.
Now that she's passed, I can tell. I don't know if I told the story here or not. Since I did that, when I did that episode, I had a few different people reach out to me about having a personal relationship with her. Like they knew her, and they thought it was great. But apparently, she lived her life in the closet.
That's a
Really?
mind blow.
Yeah, apparently,
And
yeah.
this
So
is-
she was
she
married.
died in Pride Month.
She never had any. She never had any children.
Yeah.
She did have a husband who passed away years ago.
Wow.
But apparently, she was a lesbian. She was a lesbian and stayed in the closet,
Yeah,
which I
yeah.
think is
Wow.
so sad.
And she passed away. Oh, no, when did she pass away? Was it May?
It might have been May.
I think
actually.
so.
I was going to say
Yeah.
in Pride Month, but she
Yeah.
might not have
Yeah.
made it.
Now
to
again,
Pride
I don't
Month.
want to. That's just. I heard it from more than one source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we do hear that about sometimes about celebrities. They live their life in the closet,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
after they pass, their friends come out and say
Yeah.
that they were.
It hasn't come out kind of like on a bigger scale, but like
Yeah.
I said, I had two people who somebody's sister worked with her,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Wow.
she's gay.
you know, you just outed Hot Lips Houlihan.
I know
right.
I did, and you know what? That's okay. That's okay because it is Pride Month, and you know what? Whether it's Pride Month or not, that's
right.
okay.
That
And you
is-
spent years as program director of Proud FM.
I
Yeah.
did, and I, you know, when I'm on the air at Indie 88, I actually get to talk about that, and it's really actually quite interesting to hear people who actually remember that radio station because it's no longer on the air, but it made a bit of an impact. I was very, very, no pun intended, proud to work there.
Proud.
Now we're all business today because there's
Yeah,
a
we gotta
hard
get
out.
going.
Okay, so I'm going to
I'm gonna
ask
open
you,
my
Bob.
beer.
Okay,
Okay,
crack
okay.
open.
Yeah, let's do it.
Crack open your Great Legs. I'll do it too.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
So it's a premium lager for Bob.
Always.
It's a
Love it.
Canuck Pale Ale for Rob Preuss, and
Love
I'm
it.
drinking a Sunnyside Session IPA.
Ooh, love it.
And we can drink again at TMLX 19, which is
Happening.
starting at 6 o'clock. So,
Yeah.
you know, back to back. Please tell us, Bob, about the recent ratings that came out for Toronto radio stations because Indie 88 seemed to surge coinciding with your arrival at that station.
Well, it's not exactly that exact time. So as of August, the current owner, his name is Christopher Grossman, will have taken ownership for 1 year. So last August, he came in and he had an idea of what he wanted for the station.
Just a year ago.
Just a year ago.
Wow.
And there was no turnover of staff. He kept the entire staff from the original owners. And the only difference was he brought in myself and Jackie on the morning show are really the only additions. And I heard you talking with Blair.
Rewinder.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that. And I think you were talking, you only had, was it 1849 or 2554
I only had
numbers?
that's all I had. Yeah.
And the interesting part is, yes, I started in November. The book, so the 3-book, our books are 13 weeks, right? The different the different lengths of publications but we get daily. I can see daily numbers from the radio station, and you can see real growth with what they wanted to do. And what they wanted to do is not, I've talked about it on Rocket, it's not rocket science, who has the most listeners, CHFI and Boom. Okay, so let's spread our net a little wider.
And you're broadening your playlist
Yep.
to bring in some of those Boom listeners and those CHFI listeners.
And then on top of that, then all of a sudden they had me on weekends and evenings live. They had no live weekends or evenings.
Wow.
So what we definitely see, if there's a live body in there, people listen more. And is it because it's me? It doesn't matter. The live body is the reason why. I don't know. We don't have any. We have some new people starting now.
Yep.
But I take a lot of pride in the fact that the numbers are definitely helped out overall on the radio station because of the improved weekend and evening numbers. It's
amazing.
Absolutely.
So congratulations.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
fantastic.
Yeah, like if you take year to year, well, I don't have year to year, unfortunately, but if you take from, this is, the evenings, this is pretty silly. Evenings, this past book, okay, this is crazy, but it was in the fall, it was 1.2 share for women 18-24. This is a very specific thing. I'm huge with the young ladies, is what I'm about to say. We went from a 1.2 to an 8.9 to a 20 share. I have a 20 share in the evenings with females 18-24.
Devil's advocate time. So we're talking shares, which is percentage of people who are tuned into the radio at that time.
Share is a combination of your accumulated listenership and time spent listening. And that admittedly, this is just a little. This one, that number is very skewed because it is a smaller sample size. But I did a lot of research because I too, like a lot of people, say that the sample size isn't big enough. However, statisticians will tell you that it actually is for the size of the amount of people that we are trying to measure on how many people are out there. It's it's about a 3 to 4% different variation either way. Wow. So, and that seems like that is a lot, but it is completely accepted as a rule of statistics. So if you take adults 1849, I can give you the female breakdown, but adults 1849, our improvement is insane. We're the number 4 radio station in the city.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What are the top 3?
It's actually
is it
adults 1849. Here we go. It's KISS 92.5.
Okay.
So KISS 92.5 has gone in the 3 books, went from a 6.9 to an 11.4. CHFI kills at Christmas. They went 12, 19, 10. Boom. Oh no, wait, sorry, we're fifths. Boom goes 9.7, 9.8, 9.4. So Boom's been solid straight across. Sure. 680 News, 6.8 to an 8.3, and we went from a 4.5 to a 7.9. Wow.
So congratulations to Indy 88. The sales guy from Indy 88 is going to be at TMLX 19.
Is he coming?
Mimico
He's
Joe.
Not just the sales guy, he's the head of sales. He's the sales manager.
He's still a sales guy, right? To me, but he'll be there, Mimico Joe.
Mimico Joe.
And I'm looking forward to having
I can talk about these numbers. I can't really show them anywhere, but look.
Hold them up to the camera for just 10 seconds.
Exactly. It's a really good time to be there. I'm so impressed with the company. Christopher Grossman has allowed me to basically do whatever I want as the content of my show. And Ian March, the program director, is like, it seems to be working. Just keep doing it. Yeah. So it's a
exciting.
lot of fun.
And we've noted, Rob and I have noted, we talk privately about you
all the time,
that you seem happier, A, and B, you look better.
Yeah.
Well, I got to look good for the youngins.
Yeah.
And
you do a lot of live stuff now too.
I'm doing stuff online all the time, and I'm in a couple different. We're trying to get a couple clubs off or a club gig off the ground.
Cool.
And on Monday on Canada Day, I'm going to be at a remote at a pub. Wow. So yeah, it's fun.
On Monday at remote.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, sorry, Tuesday. Canada Day.
Okay,
Canada Day. Yeah, on Canada Day, I'll be actually. It's funny. The old location where the first Planet Hollywood in Toronto was.
Oh, where
was
that?
Young Dundas?
No, that was Hard Rock Cafe, and that was the second one.
Where was the Planet Hollywood?
Where was the Planet Hollywood? Good question. It was right next to Sky Dome at the end of the convention center.
I remember.
There's a pub there called The Pint now.
Oh my God.
They're great supporters of the radio station.
Wow. Okay, Bob, before we turn the channel to Rob and then get to our jams, I want to ask you about the CFNY reunion, which was, I guess, a couple of weekends ago?
Yeah, a couple Saturdays ago.
Well, tell us
what
about it.
What do you want to know?
Well, I just want to know, because I think I shared with you that I was invited to this thing.
Yes.
And then I politely declined. I went to see The Watchmen, and then I went to see Al Grego, who celebrated his 50th. And of course, Al Grego, host of Yes, We Are Open, an award-winning podcast from Anaris that you should be listening to. Season 8 is completed. He went to Regina, Saskatchewan. I cannot wait to see Al Grego tonight. But I had a busy night, but this location was in my hood, basically, really close.
You know the street, people. It's a pretty posh area, and this gentleman who hosted it was a former salesperson at CFNY. And when I walked in, he's like, "Hey, did we ever work together?" I'm like, "Yeah, only 3 years." So, but it was a CFNY gathering of all eras. It was pretty remarkable. I don't think we expected what we got. It was almost like we walked into a wedding. It was a seated dinner.
I saw photos.
Wow. Yeah, it was beautiful. He did the Wolfgang did an amazing job hosting. There was like a jazz trio playing. Wow. It was very classy, and I have a couple selfies that are pretty fun. I got myself and Fred Patterson and Dave Marsden.
Cool.
I talked to a lot. Dave Marsden said some very nice things about what I'm doing on Indy 88, which is nice. It was, and then there was a lot of great people from that Edge 102 era, which I think you and I most kind of identify with.
Check some. Just I'm curious. I know Humble and Fred made it.
Humble and Fred were there. May Potts was there. On the Captain Phil was there. Jason Hughes, who was the assistant promotions director, was there. John Osborne, who was the assistant music director, was there. Shawarma was there. Of course. Who else was there?
Well, Robbie J.
J was there. Yeah. Alan Allen was there. Yeah, so it was a good crowd of people. Stu Myers was there. Carly Myers, his daughter, was there. Lana came with me and my wife. Well, I was one of the only people who brought my wife, but I was like,
Wow.
It didn't say just some people had about plus ones. I
love when you guys talk about CFNY though, because like for me, because I'm so old, and I think
you think Deadly Headley or do you?
No,
I
he thinks Pete and Geets.
I think of Scott Turner. I think of
Turner was there.
Okay, but I think of Danny Elwell.
Danny Elwell
and
was
I think
not
of
there.
me at 14 years old listening to CFNY,
Yes.
and then like a year and a half later going to Brampton with our Spoons records
Yes.
and playing
That's
like
crazy.
going on the air.
Ivor Hamilton was there.
Ivor was there,
Ivor Hamilton.
and like that original CFNY that you guys were like the next generation to keep it alive.
Yeah.
But it's just so cool that it lives on.
It was an amazing night. Phil Evans, Captain Phil, said some really, really nice things and got a little choked up on the mic because it was for such a strange little place. It has such an amazing cultural impact on so many people, and to have worked there is truly a pleasure.
Yeah,
I
felt like I worked there because I made music that got played there.
You were a part of it. Yeah,
I mean,
to work there, like, to have your music played there and to have been interviewed there would be just the same.
And 40 years ago, we were at the CN Tower. They did a big when they first were broadcasting from the CN Tower. They had a big party that we were there.
Yes, the Power Up party or something like So
Crazy.
it was really nice. And Phil, there are people there. You know, my first program director was Stu Myers. He was there, and Phil Evans, was the first guy to hire me for to be promotions, and so I could hand out Humble and Fred condoms outside of the horseshoe.
You still use those?
I wouldn't have used them then. I mean, the way they sat in cars, in the heat, I feel bad, man. There's I think there's some broken Humble and Fred
babies were born because of those cars.
For sure. It was a really good time. I didn't stay super late because I had to work the next day on the air. I was one of the few people in radio still, so that was interesting.
Was Strombo there?
Strombo did not come. I did not, unless he showed up after I left, but I left at 11:30. So.
Wow.
Okay, so the reason I decided not to come, and I still stand by this decision, is because I assume nobody else was, other than a plus one like your wife, nobody else was there who didn't actually work for the station.
There might have been. Well, I mean, Wolfgang's kids were there.
I think we'll allow that.
To be fair, I mean, I didn't talk to everybody. I think almost everybody who was there. That is not so. Stu Myers' wife was there. My wife was there.
Mike, you'd be there as a historian.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I got messages from Pete Fowler, for example, saying that I have to be there.
Pete Fowler didn't show up though.
Because he heard I wasn't going to be there.
Oh,
I don't know.
No, Pete Fowler. I thought for sure he was going to be there, and
I got messages from Pete like, "You have to go.
Yeah.
You've done more to document the history." And of course, there is
a guy named Chris Pack was there.
He's an FOTM.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He came on with Kim McDonald.
Okay. Oh,
to,
and Kim McDonald was there. Obviously,
kick out the jams.
Wow.
So, and I didn't know Kim McDonald or Chris Pack that well. So I talked to them, and it was. If you are again that the fandom of that station is so beyond anything else in the city, I would say.
Yep.
And
lives on.
I feel extremely lucky to have been Bingo Bob RQEQ on that station.
Yep.
I really do.
It's amazing.
There's a Toronto Star article that was published today in the paper. You remember the paper? It's like printed on dead
what is
trees.
this thing you're speaking
The
of?
newspaper.
FOTM Pete Crichton wrote this. Okay, Pete will not be at TMLX tonight because he said I was competing with Pride, and I thought like Thursday was free game. Like I thought Pride maybe. I didn't realize I was stepping on any Pride toes. It was all inadvertent, of course. But Pete wrote an article about Nash the Slash. I'm going to read this quickly. Promoting American bandages, Nash opened for Toronto band Spoons and appeared in the video for their top 40 hit, Tell No Lies. These efforts introduced Nash to a younger audience, even if that exposure never amounted to much in the way of record sales. The crowd response to Nash, Spoons keyboardist Rob Preuss told The Star, quote, was always great because he really was a true showman. He was like Liberace, but with a violin instead of a piano, and with bandages instead of sequins. Did you write that, or did AI write that?
No, I did write that.
Okay, because AI has been doing a lot of your work lately.
Pete and I have been messaging a little bit about Nash, and I sent him the video, and he didn't know that he didn't remember that Nash was in our Tell No Lies video. So he told me he was writing this article. He's like, if you want to, he said, if you want to give me a few memories, and so I just wrote him this email, and I thought that was really funny to compare Nash to Liberace in that way, and I never thought of the.
That's great.
Yeah. So and then it turned out that it's in the article. And speaking of Nash, I have a little gift for you, Mike.
Like, you want to give it to me now? Because
Yeah.
I will just bring my little Nash the Slash postcard.
There it
But
is.
check this out.
I'm not on camera.
Look at this.
Like this. Oh, wow.
I would like to donate this to
put that in the studio
wherever
wall?
you want to put it.
All right, let's-
So I bought this new book, this limited edition book that they
Thank
published,
you.
that Nash wrote in the
By the way,
90s.
the crux of this article was for Pride Month, which was
Yeah.
because Nash the Slash was gay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So they've just released this book called Cutthroat, which Nash wrote in the 90s or the early 2000s, like sort of like a guide to the being in the music business, how to survive as an artist in the music business. And they've released like a limited edition, which it was like wrapped in bandages and came with posters and stuff. But I thought the poster sort of belongs in here. It's like you're like a historian.
You know
in
what?
his
I
life.
actually am going to make some time. Maybe over this, is it a long weekend? I don't know what that is.
Yes,
It is a long
it is.
weekend.
Not really, because you got to work Monday, right?
No, most people don't.
Some people are off.
I do.
Anyway, I'm going to like fix things up around here. 'cause
But yeah,
it's
add
kinda-
Nash to the wall. And the film's coming out, and I did some music for the film, which
Colin Brunton's
Colin
film,
Brunton
right?
is the producer on it. Yeah, and it's like they're in the final stages of finishing it, so I can't wait to see it.
I have a question for you, Rob,
Yeah.
while we let Glass Tiger brew in the background. The question comes from FOTM Hall of Famer Cam Gordon.
I've heard of him.
He says, "Why are you thanked in the Back to School soundtrack liner notes? Did you play on those Eddie Schwartz tracks?"
The Rodney Dangerfield film. Yeah, you know what? When he
Which is a
mentioned,
great movie, Back to School,
It was
right?
fun.
and then he posted that photo of the album, and I had no memory of that. So, Dave Tyson and Eddie Schwartz have a couple songs on that soundtrack, and around that time, I had played on some demos for them, and I was thinking about that. I don't have any recall of seeing my name on that album, but
wild.
I thought maybe the song I worked on with them was something they submitted for the film that didn't go in. I don't know.
But you got to thank you.
I gotta thank you on the album. I never knew.
Cam noticed it because
Thanks,
he's
Cam.
been doing like a lot of like deep dive research into things for his
Yeah.
tracking changes.
Yep.
Is his thing. He's got a book coming out.
Cool.
And he's got an Instagram account, and I think
He's got a
it's
nice
on
Facebook page. Yeah, he's
Okay,
got a
it's
good
the same
page.
thing then, yeah, like
Yep.
Instagram, Facebook.
Yep.
But the content is very interesting, and it's called. Am I getting it right?
I think so, yeah.
Tracking changes.
Yeah.
Or track changes. You'll find it, Cam Gordon. If you don't, we'll find it. So
Yeah.
Cam Gordon's got this count going on. He's been diving in deep, and he's noticing all these FOTM names, and
Cool.
he says, "There's Rob Preuss." So,
Yes, that's so funny.
who wants to tell me what band recorded this song?
You already said their name.
Yeah, it's Glass Tiger. Okay, FOTM band. Shout out to Alan Frew.
Yeah.
If I vamp long enough, we're going to hear another voice. The voice belongs to a singer, a known singer,
Yeah.
who is not in Glass Tiger.
Yeah.
In my opinion, and when we get to it, I'll turn it up, but in my opinion, this is a great example of a cameo jam.
Yeah.
The artist, who we'll name in a moment, most listeners know who it is, but this famous singer makes a cameo appearance in a Glass Tiger song, Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone.
Yeah.
Okay? Maybe the quintessential Canadian example of a cameo jam.
The quintessential
right here.
Canadian cameo.
Here we go.
There's a
none of
bigger
us-
one coming at the end, yeah.
Yeah, he goes nuts there. It's sort of like when you hear Michael Jackson on a Rockwell song.
Exactly. The Rockwell song.
Right.
Yeah. Like there's so many Rockwell
His
songs.
dad was the Motown guy.
Yeah, Barry Gordy.
Oh. So you wonder how he got that song?
And LMFAO has is like a
Yeah, somebody's uncle.
stepbrother.
Yeah.
Isn't he like Gordy's kid?
I don't know.
Like Barry. Yeah, I think so. It's something like that.
Yeah.
Here comes the bigger
There he
one.
is.
For heaven's sake. Go on, Brian.
That voice can only belong to one man.
That's right. He tipped the. I think he really tipped the scales as far as the exposure of the song.
Oh, for
because
sure.
like what a great helping hand to having
Yeah.
a song.
And it's not. And the interesting part is it's not Glass Tiger featuring Brian
No, that's
Adams.
right.
He
No.
doesn't have the credit.
Yeah.
On it.
But everybody
at all.
just knew it, just like the
as soon
word
as you
spread.
hear it, you know it. Yeah.
Okay, on that note here, so we're still establishing the premise for our toast episode today. But
Stupid
the
premise.
rules were, well, that's it. I want to start what the rules were, and then when we kick out the jams, we can talk
I
about
broke
who
all the
broke the
rules.
rules.
Did you break the rules?
Oh.
The rules were, we'll get to it. I'm going to save my anger for later, okay? But save it for later.
Save it for his second beer.
Yeah. Maybe my
So,
third.
the rules were the song had to be from a band, and the cameo had to be vocal. That was the only two rules.
No, there was no vocal.
Rob, what is
No. You never said vocal
No,
had to be.
you complained and said, that's bullshit. I remember he said, I said vocal, and then you said, Bob Willette, that's bullshit. A guitar or something else shit. And I said, fine, play whatever you want.
Yes, exactly.
The original, I'm just saying the original premise.
So the
Yeah.
original rules that were
Right.
that were stupid was
Yeah.
that.
And
yeah.
then you said, so when I was doing my research,
Yeah.
songs from bands like this one.
Oh,
in the
this is another
background.
good one, yeah.
This is another great example of a
Right.
cameo jam. It's a band. This is Dire Straits. The voice you hear right now belongs to
String.
Sting
Gordon
Gordon Sumner.
Philip Sumner.
But do you remember I told you the story about why he's on this song too?
Well, tell us again.
Because the melody is "Don't stand so close to me," and he sings "I want my MTV," which is like the perfect idea to like. So Mark Knopfler probably had that melody. He's like, "Oh my God, it's that song," so I should ask Sting to do it.
Oh, nice.
Still a great song.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so two right off the top here, two bangers that are songs from bands with
Used up.
cameos.
Can't use
Young teacher, the subject of schoolgirl fantasies.
It's a great riff.
What a perfect storm of like guest appearance, riff, and video.
Yeah.
Iconic video.
I think Glass Tiger stole the idea from Mark Knopfler.
I think Minecraft is taken is
That's
after
true.
this video.
Okay, so we're going to get to the jams earlier than normal. I'm going to thank a couple of partners right now, and this way I don't have to rush it at the end. But I'm just going to come in and say, and we'll talk about this more, that I felt there was a plethora of excellent, rich cameo jams. And these are two of them.
Specifically just vocals and bands.
Well, yes.
You
so
limited it. You wanted it to be just bands and just vocals.
Correct.
In your mind, that's what.
And I don't think there was a plethora.
To me, like, for example, the
Or a
Pet
plethora.
Shop Boys had a big hit with What Have I Done to Deserve This?
Yeah.
But that's not known.
What are you talking about?
Not known.
I know. Okay.
With Dusty Springfield? You talking about the Dusty Springfield?
I'm shouting out cameo jams. Okay,
I see.
so
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
but see, what you're saying is different than what we're
so
talking.
you're saying, but who are you to decide? Like, is there somebody listening right now who is going to learn about the Bryan Adams or going to learn about the Sting?
I expect better of the audience.
Then okay, here's one that people might not know. Arcade Fire's Reflector features David Bowie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
See, okay, and I'm going to just name check a couple more. This one, of course, we all know because we heard it on 102.1.
Yeah.
But Dave Matthews Band, the finest song they ever recorded.
Never listened to that.
Don't Drink the Water, which is the only tolerable Dave Matthews Band, features Alanis Morissette.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
actually Alanis Morissette throwing up in the background is what it is. It's weird.
Any U2 fans here?
I heard of them.
Pride in the Name of Love, perfect song for this month.
Yeah.
Chrissy Hind is singing backup.
I
on
didn't
that song.
know that.
I got another one, okay?
Wow.
Been a lot of Dylan talk lately. Well,
Yeah.
let's not forget the great, the legend Jacob Dylan.
Yeah.
6th Avenue Heartache by the Wallflowers features Adam Duritz in a cameo appearance.
Yeah, but who's Adam Duritz? How many crows do you need to count before you or who the hell's Adam Duritz?
Well, also, do you want to do Guns N' Roses with Shannon Hoon on?
Yeah,
Oh,
Don't Cry.
is that what did I just ruin one of yours?
I was thinking, no, I didn't
know
you didn't
that.
ruin mine.
Yeah, Shannon Hoon on Don't Cry.
I dropped that one in the chat.
Really?
WhatsApp
Oh.
chat.
Yeah.
So, okay,
That's awesome.
so we're going to start with Rob Preuss. We'll
Okay.
bring down Sting.
Okay.
I want to thank Nick Iones. I hope to see you tonight, Nick, at TMLX 19. Nick hosts Building Toronto Skyline and Building Success to find TMDS podcast productions, and he stepped up to help fuel the Real Talk. We love him. Cliff Hacking should be there tonight, and he is with recyclemyelectronics.ca. That's where you go with old cables, old devices. Mike Boguski has several flip phones he's going to deliver to a spot thanks to recyclemyelectronics.ca. I mentioned Cito Gaston. I had my first meeting with Cito Gaston just a couple of weeks ago. Was that last week? 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
When the hell was the Joe Carter Classic? Okay, so I met Cito, which was a thrill for me. And now,
That's
of
cool.
course, Cito's going to be at Christie Pitts to meet everybody tomorrow. So
Nice.
a lot of people joining the Cito Club, and that's because Toronto Maple Leafs baseball is they're playing at Under the Lights tomorrow night. Very special day, June 27th. Be
Nice.
there
Or be square.
or be square. Who else? I've already shouted out the great Al Grego and Recycle. Sorry, what's he from again? Yes, we are open. I knew that. Okay, well, Ridley Funeral Home, pillars
Are
of
we
this
open?
community.
Yes, we are.
There is
There's your.
a measuring tape for you.
Thank
We're
you.
drinking Great Lakes beer. We're at Great Lakes Brewery tonight. Palma Pasta is going to feed us. We love our partners here on Toronto Mike.
So
This
for-
is the last time we're shouting out Moneris for a few months.
Right. But for people who are listening after today, we can say we had a great time tonight and that you don't know what you missed.
We don't know that yet.
We're going to assume.
There's no smoke and mirrors on this program.
That's
okay?
true.
We do not know. The future is unwritten. But Rob, any words before I kick out your first jam?
No. I think that you should just kick it out.
All right.
Love
speaking of U2,
Yeah. Speaking of U2, I was afraid you were going to give away my ghost.
I would never do
This
that.
was like the perfect cameo. I thought I was having a hard time at first thinking of just bands because, like you said, if it's solo artists, there's always people collaborators, right? With
if
soloists.
it's solo artist, you
Yeah.
could kick out Sleepy Maggie
So right.
from Ashley McIsaac.
Yeah.
Because Mary Jane Lamond has a cameo appearance in that
Yeah.
song, singing Gaelic.
And you got Michael Jackson. He's full of collaborators, So all of a sudden, this song popped in my head, and I remembered seeing the film. Like this was like one of the coolest rock and roll films, right?
Rattle and hum.
Yeah. So they recorded this song in '88 in Memphis at Sun Studios, and it's in the film as well.
Cool.
Super cool. And I when I was on the Cats tour in 1999,
Nice.
we were in Memphis.
Were you Magical Mr. Mustopheles?
No, I was Rum Tum Tugger. No, but
I don't know these names.
Hey, good. It's our secret. But I went to Graceland. I'd never been to Memphis before.
Oh, amazing.
And so, first of all, the first place I went was to see where Jeff Buckley died because he drowned in Memphis on the Wolf River. But then I went to Graceland, and then I went to Sun Studios, which I forgot it was like right there as well. And you go upstairs, and there's a little like museum, and they have the actual digital recorder that U2 recorded on. They kept it there.
I don't think you said who the voice is.
Oh, it's B.B. King.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Very right.
You hadn't said yet.
That's right, B.B. King and U2. But super cool to think that they were in that room recording where Elvis used to make his records and where Jerry Lee Lewis recorded.
Yeah.
And it just has a vibe, right?
Oh, I bet.
So,
The
super
$1 Million
cool.
Quartet.
That's right. Johnny Cash.
I saw that production at that
Oh, this
Mel
used-
Lastman Square. What's that theater called? In North York.
Oh, that used to be called the Ford.
Ford.
Whatever that is, I
That's
saw
where
that there.
Where Sunset Boulevard played.
Yeah. And Ragtime
Carl-
premiered there,
Carl
and
Craig too,
Showboat premiered there.
Showboat, all three of those. And I've performed there several times.
Did you?
Yeah, I just Canadian Improv Championships were there.
Cool.
In
You
one of
saw-
there's 3 theaters in there, right?
Yeah. You saw $1 Million Quartet there?
Yeah, I did. And I
Wow.
saw the Green Day one, American Idiot.
American Idiot,
I
yeah.
saw that there.
Cool.
And I saw Shrek one with my first 2 kids.
Speaking of green.
Yeah.
Wow, really? You're a theater-going cat.
Look at you, yeah.
I was getting media passes.
That's it. They've really dried up, man. I gotta say, I don't know when. There's a few people at Mervish who have gone away, and I don't get. I used to get included in everything, man, because I love theater. I will talk about it on my radio show.
It would be, even especially where you are now,
Yeah.
they need some theater talk.
I know. Yeah, I don't get the freebies anymore.
But yeah,
That's why you're in radio, right? It's the first
exactly.
time.
For the freebies.
So the interesting thing about this, and I'll just allow me to go on the record before I get shat upon for this entire episode, which I will.
All we did was celebrate Indy 88's success since you arrived.
Is but I was thinking, and perhaps I misinterpreted, that it was the core of it is that people don't know.
Yeah.
And that's
that might have been how it started. but
that's what I want.
See, and that's why
You're going to entertain me.
So my things are people don't know, but
Okay.
they're not necessarily vocals and they're not necessarily bands.
All right.
So, that was my thing. So I will
Go on.
apologize in advance.
Don't apologize.
Well, let me address the live streamers. We got a great crowd there. This is I hope all these people are at TMLX 19.
Everybody's-
Hey Ref is there. Jeremy Hopkin is there. Canada Kev is there. Leslieville is there.
Amazing.
Mike Soldeed is there. He's got a few names, but that's the one we're going with. Moose Grumpy is there. She's a VIP. YYZ Gord is there. And the video, I'm just going to let them know, the
choppy.
video
What's
is
going on?
choppy. I see it. It's got like a weird frame rate going on. But I don't really want to mess with it, like stop it and start it again, considering the audio is fine. And really, it's all about the audio, right? We can see you guys. It's just got a weird frame rate thing. Let me go into
You
the
don't really
OBS.
need to see us. I mean,
Yeah, I could play around with this, but, I'm not going to. So,
would this be in Ian's?
no, I think it could be
purview?
my OBS that does. I think it could be.
OBS. That's great.
Could be my OBS here. So, Mike points out it's got a 1989 shopping network vibe.
a Max Headroom vibe?
Yeah, a little
It's like
bit.
Max Headroom.
All right. And Jeremy, we love Jeremy because he says, I love Toast. I hope I can watch this and also be on time to TMLX. Yeah. We're going to wrap by 5. So I don't know how far you have to go to get to the 6 o'clock.
I thought Jeremy commented, I thought he said, I even changed trousers because I know Jeremy likes to dress.
He does dress up. He told me that in a hot, because
I
I
have
said,
some nice trousers.
I said, J-Ho, you're lucky the heat wave went away because you
Right.
can wear your 7. He goes, it actually keeps you pretty cool. Like, I don't know. Is that true? He says those suits keep him cool.
I bet.
You know what?
Yeah.
There's something to that. I mean, if you think about when you look at old westerns and stuff,
Yeah.
and the clothes that they're wearing,
Or in the Sahara Desert, they're wearing...
they're always covered up.
Covered
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
What do we know?
Or the
That's right.
sand people in Star Wars.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Bob, any words before we?
He's already apologized.
Yeah. So this is not a band. This is not a vocal. This is not a vocal secret cameo, but it is a secret cameo that is instrumental.
But it's not the band Cameo either.
That would have been good.
Only with Lionel Richie.
Wait, I'm trying to guess what it's going to be.
Yeah. It's a great song. I'll tell a story.
What's the cameo on this song?
I'm gonna tell you.
What the heck?
You're gonna learn soon.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Because I don't know either.
The lights are up.
Oh, you're early. You're early
early.
like me. I'm always early.
It's too much music. What the hell? Get to the vocals. Don't bore us. Get to the chorus.
I should be talking this up.
It's a big long. Yeah, hit the post.
Here we come. Coming up on
Rain is clear.
TorontoMike.com.
TMLX under the night
Here it
sky.
comes.
Be there.
There you go.
You're not home. Your mind is not your own. Your heart sweats, your body shakes.
Not the bass line's really. That's not bass.
I know who it is, though. I
not
just
the bass.
realized. No, but
Oh, you know the guitar?
it's Bernard Edwards, I think.
Well, on the bass, maybe.
I think he produced this, yeah.
Throat is tight. You can't breathe. Another kiss is all you need.
All right. You want
All right,
to
so here
talk
we
to
got.
us?
Here we have Robert Palmer's "Addicted to Love." If anybody out there, by the way, if anybody out there converts VHS to digital,
You mean like Ed Conroy?
is that what Ed Conroy does?
Yeah.
Would he give me a good deal? Because do you remember when you could go to Wonderland and you could lip sync along to songs?
I don't remember
and video those. A little
Was
like
this in Smurf Village?
yeah, kind of. You come out of Smurf Village and you could go and you could do two things. You could either like before karaoke, you could sing along to a song, they'd give it to you on a cassette, or we would stand in front of a green screen, hold fake instruments and play. I have a video of myself and my long departed dad doing this with my friend Felino from grade 7.
Wow.
And doing this particular song.
Seriously?
So I on VHS. I would love to have it
Well,
converted.
Ed Conroy bought a big place in Port Perry where he could just like get like
Do that?
truckloads of VHS and digitize.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, anyway, so maybe I'll talk to Ed Conroy. Anyhow, so I have this, but the
Oh, by the way, breaking news from the live stream you'll be interested in. Mike Soldeed can probably help you out with that, Bob.
okay, all right. Well, yeah.
And you'll see him tonight.
Okay, perfect. Come say hi to me or bob@indie88.com. Amazing. Or bobwillette@gmail.com.
And you're both TFC fans.
There you go. The guitar, Andy Taylor of Duran Duran.
That's a fun fact.
Andy Taylor is playing the guitar on this song.
That's the cameo.
That's the cameo.
I go for that.
because They had a band together.
Yeah.
Was that Power
Well, that was
Station?
Power
Yeah,
Station.
That was Power Station.
But that was
But which members of Duran Duran went to Power Station?
But this was before.
This is before Power Station.
No, Some Like It Hot was
86.
86. This is like 88,
Yeah,
isn't it?
you're right.
So this is
So-
actually after Power
because
Station.
Duran Duran, when they had that breakup period, some went to Arcadia,
and some went to Power Station.
Nick,
So they
and,
did
Nick
some-
and Simon did Arcadia.
Yeah, and
John
Andy
and Andy
went and hung out with Robert
Roger.
Palmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Andy Taylor plays the guitar on the
Amazing.
studio version of Addicted to Love.
I mean, there's a lot of good cameos on this because also
imagine.
Bernard Edwards produced this,
Right.
but Bernard was Nile Rodgers' partner in Chic.
oh wow.
And like, so Bernard
So
was,
you would know.
his production world was happening.
yeah.
Right.
And he'll take your calls, right?
That's right.
From your because of the production of the Spoons album.
Nile, yeah.
Yeah, Niall.
When do
Yeah,
you
hold on.
start back on Broadway?
1 month from like
my
yesterday.
God,
Yeah, we
amazing.
start rehearsals
So
on the
excited
24th
for
of
you.
July. Yep.
And yeah, so that was mine. It's not vocal, it's not a band, but it's still kind of cool.
Yes, it's totally cool.
It's a cameo, but it is a violation of the.
Oh, it's all
Because
violent.
it's a solo artist.
Outside of one,
Yeah.
outside of one of my songs,
Yeah.
there are so two out of three are violations.
Okay.
You're from Burlington,
Me.
Bob.
Yeah, I am.
Not Bob. Bob's from like Scarborough.
East York, if you have to, but really Toronto proper.
But where are you born? I mean, where
St.
did you
Mike's
grow,
Hospital.
where did you grow up?
Toronto proper, 416.
Toronto proper,
South of the Danforth, north of Gerrard.
Wow.
You're like Toronto.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know
I'm gonna-
Silverstein?
They're from Burlington.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
started with you.
Oh, that's right. You started with me. That's right. Yeah. I
So
know
do you know
of them.
Silverstein?
I don't know them. I did a performance in Burlington with them back in 2011 when they first opened the Burlington Performing Arts Center. and I did some music there, and I played with Gordon Sandy came and we played some songs together, and then Johnny and Dave from Honeymoon Suite came and I played with them, and then I played with another band from Burlington, and Silverstein were there performing as well. So I've met them.
Well, I did an episode of a couple of guys who wrote a book on that scene with Avril Lavigne and Billy Talent and Sum 41 and Alexis on Fire. There was like this punk explosion.
Yes.
Well, pop punk, really. But okay. So Silverstein got its own chapter.
Wow.
I don't know anything about this band.
Yeah.
Bob, do you know Silverstein?
I know the name. I don't think I could tell you a song.
They're fine. They're good. I mean,
But
they
no
have
much
good
music
following.
representation and no CFNY representation, which is a bad formula for me to be aware of you.
Yeah.
At that time.
For our generation, it's harder to keep up, right? In that way. But like we did a gig 2 years ago, we played for Burlington's 150th. I did a solo thing in Burlington, and I believe Silverstein came and like closed the show in Spencer Smith Park as well.
I'm told they're huge.
They were
I just
great.
don't know anything about them.
Yeah, no, I know. Me too.
So I want to shout out Burlington Rob.
That's me.
Who is... That's you. I'm
me.
shouting you out.
Oh, how come?
I don't
right
know.
here.
I saw the green dot, like that there was a registered user who can comment online, and I
want
thought
me
it was
to
somebody
comment?
else. It's you.
What the hell's
It's
wrong with
me.
you?
I was going to shout out Burlington Rob for joining the live
Wait,
stream.
I'll comment on the
You
live
knew?
stream. I'll say, hey, Mike, can I
Still can't sign in.
Okay,
I need
geez.
to get
Like Ian will be at TM. Ian will do all help with this. Collect all your support questions about live.torontomike.com, and Ian Service
Or Ian, come on.
will be at your service tonight at
Such
Great
a-
Lakes.
Is his
Brewery
middle name
at 6 to
Atcher?
9. Well, we can find out here.
Yes, exactly.
All right, I'm excited for my first
Let's do it.
jam. You guys ready?
Yeah, hit it.
It's been in the news lately.
How can you see into my eyes like open doors, leading you down into my core, where I become so numb without a soul. My spirit sleeping somewhere cold until you find me there and lead it back home.
Wake me up! Wake me up!
Wake me up inside.
Can't wake up.
Wake me up inside. Call my name and save me from the dark.
Wake me up.
Bid my blood to run.
Can't wake up.
Before I come undone.
Save me.
Save me from the nothing I've become.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Cameo jam. Rob, have you seen the rehearsal season 2 yet?
No, I have not.
Didn't
I'm
we
making
talk about this last
Yeah,
month?
no, because I'm still making my way through season 1. I'm still in the Mad Men world. I'm not watching much else these days because I'm sort of
and
obsessed.
like that with VR.
You can't compare.
I'm on
any
season
much
4 of Mad
to-
Men. It's unbelievable.
You can't compare much to Mad Men, so it's
No,
hard to
but-
watch other things while you're
But you
watching
can
it.
pause
I know I
and
should.
burn the
Yeah.
30-minute, the 6
I know.
30-minute episodes or whatever.
I
and
really
then,
should.
Because a lot of what I'm going to say now I won't say, except to say that this song does get a resurgence, a bump from season 2 of The Rehearsal. Bob, have you seen season 2 of The Rehearsal?
I haven't seen season 1 of The Rehearsal. What is it?
I'm on season
Come
1,
on.
episode 2.
I thought we were all on board the Nate train here, right? But
No,
Rehearsals,
I'm sorry.
it's unfucking
Have we
believable.
talked about it? Here?
He's talked about it a bit. Yeah. I
Really?
have.
I may
Yeah.
not have I talked about it
I don't
on
think you've
Toast?
talked about it here.
Oh, maybe everybody on the WhatsApp was chatting about it.
I've had many Toronto Mike
Yeah.
episodes where I have sung its praises, but maybe not
Yeah.
on the last
No.
Toast. My apologies.
Not aware.
Tell us about it.
Bob's too busy to listen to Toronto Mike.
Yeah.
He's-
I have 2 children and now I have a full-time job. So yes, I am actually
that
busy.
GO train needs some
I'm
audio
actually
entertainment.
busy.
Just
No,
think
it's
one-
true.
At least listen to Ashley McIsaac.
I love Ashley McIsaac.
You got to listen to Ashley McIsaac's Toronto Mike debut. It's
Okay.
fucking bananas. Okay. So, anyway, this song had a big resurgence lately with season 2 of The Rehearsal. It's prominently used in episode 3, and then it comes back and it's prominently used in episode 6. This band is called Evanescence.
This is Evanescence.
Yeah.
The band's name is Evanescence.
Yeah.
Her name is Amy Lee.
Her name is
And
Amy
who's
Lee.
the vocalist that's the...
Well, we're getting there, my brother.
Fucking get there.
The song's in the
We're in
background.
a
I have-
hurry.
We got pasta to eat.
Bring me, and the song, people keep messing up the name of the song. It's called Bring Me to Life, not Back to Life. It's called Back to
Oh,
Life.
that's different.
So
yeah.
that's
an
what
I
it's
saw
FGM
him
jam.
DJ at the AGO.
Yeah, he's been over here.
Yeah.
Bring Me to Life debut single from Evanescence. The album is called Fallen. We're going back to the year 2003.
Wow.
Amy Lee wrote this song when she was 19 years young.
Wow.
Okay. Other members of Evanescence that co-wrote this, Ben Moody, David
it.
Hodges.
No. Ben's the other guy who matters. Like
Yeah, he's the
The other
guitarist.
Evanescence guy, yeah.
Okay,
in Evanescence.
but the guy doing the...
Is it Mike Patton?
Nope, it's a good guess.
He sounds just like
So,
Faith No More.
It's the guy doing the rappy parts.
Yeah.
The what do you call it? We'll call it the new metal part that made this kind of a new metal jam.
Yeah.
His name is Paul McCoy, and he's in a band called 12 Stones. Okay, I'm going to just give you a taste of 12 Stones in a minute. But apparently, those vocals by Paul McCoy, who is not in Evanescence, that's the Cameo part of this Cameo jam, they were basically forced by the label against Amy Lee's wishes. Amy Lee wrote the song and envisioned it just her without that new metal rappy part. And the label said, nah, this style of music is so hot right now. We want this part in there. And basically, if you want to work with us and you want us to market this song, that's what we're going to do.
Wow.
And that's what they did.
Well, they
and
were
we're
right.
still talking about it 22 years later.
They were right.
But who's Paul McCoy?
Paul McCoy is the lead singer of a band called 12 Stones.
Who the hell?
Nobody's heard of him. He's still living off the resids.
Because to me, he sounds just like Mike Patton.
I don't mind this. I like it.
Yeah, this is good though.
I like it.
I picked my favorite 12 Stones. I'll give it a moment.
My heart is beating fast, I can't control these feelings anymore. I've waited long enough, I want it more than anyone. It's time to step up and deliver what you wanna see. My blood is pumping, now this is how it's gonna be. It's 45 minutes of love.
No, that's kind of cool. That's not bad.
I could hear CFNY playing this in the early 2000s.
In that era, for sure.
But the only reason-
at least from the Kingdom at 1400
They go-
Burlington.
Right, they go from Theory
Yeah,
to
right.
Dead Man to this.
Or 1400 Plains Road East, Girlington.
But the only reason I like this is because it reminds me of Faith No More. Like
little bit.
I go back to 1992.
You're an epic man.
I'm like Angel Dust. Yeah.
You like that fish flopping out by the piano.
Yeah.
And that ending with the piano.
Yeah.
That's it. I love that song too. We all do.
But
Okay.
that led on to all this. So this sounds good though.
It definitely was a precursor. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
This didn't get a lot of play though here in Canada.
They're called 12 Stones.
12 Stones.
Are they British?
No, they're American.
Okay.
So it's not stone as in the
Stone.
weight.
Yeah.
Right. So now I'm thinking of 16 Stone, the Great Bush album.
Which
Right?
is a great album.
It is great.
Absolutely.
Okay, shout
It's
out
not
to
bad.
Bush
He's
X.
got, yeah, so what year did this come out? Do you know?
I have to Google it. I don't
But
remember.
this has got like a faster Nickelback vibe. Like his
Somebody in the
vocals,
live
yeah.
stream, tell us when Adrenaline by 12 Stones was released. But yeah, so
what
this
else
is
was
this
there?
guy singing
Didn't
this song.
Deftones have an album, Adrenaline, too? Anyways.
Probably.
It's
So
fun, but
this
it's-
is Paul McCoy, who is not in Evanescence.
There you go.
That's a cameo.
Sure.
But it's fun tracing.
Nobody cares about it, but
No,
it is.
nobody-
This song, if you guys watched the fucking rehearsal season 2,
That's
you
right.
know
I mean,
this
that's
song
right.
is big again.
That's
not
right.
this one.
Oh,
The
yeah,
song,
yeah.
no, the
Bring
song,
Me to
no.
Life.
Bring Me to Life's huge. I don't think it ever. I think it's still, depending on the club you're at, you
Yeah.
can still drop it.
But it's cool watching the evolution and the history of music in this way, like things that lead to other things. And it's sort of like I was saying earlier about you guys with your CFNY, your history of CFNY, my ancient history of CFNY, but it all flows together, right?
Oh, for
to like
sure.
just keep it going. This
Rob,
is
you ready for your second jam, buddy?
I think I am.
All right.
It doesn't need an explanation.
She had a normal life, a full college education.
I know. This is an FOTM jam.
Yeah.
A stranger made sure one night she'd never be the same.
Honeymoon Suite? It is. Yeah. Okay,
Any
good.
amount of heart or determination that was left behind was soon to fade away. Through breakdowns and bad luck, she wound up on the street. Eventually a stranger to everyone she meets. We all go down that lonesome road where there ain't a
It
sign.
takes a while to get to the cameo, but
When you walk alone,
Well,
it's the long
You tell me when to bring it up. I can bring it down. You can talk to it.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
Where is
so
it?
I'll tell you.
I don't know
I'll tell
where
you
it is.
until we get
I don't
to
know
it.
this song at all.
No. So this is me with Honeymoon Suite, and this is this is our album that came out in '88 called Racing After Midnight. And when we were writing the songs for the album, Johnny and Derry and I were just like in a rehearsal studio in Scarborough, and we'd go every day and like work on the music and work on the songs. And then we went down to LA to record, and there was this one piece of music that was so good, but we couldn't figure out a melody and a vocal for it. And we got as far as recording bed tracks for it, and it still wasn't finished. Like our producer Ted Suppleman was helping us like with some of the lyric ideas and melody ideas and stuff, and we had this track basically recorded, and we still no melody. And Ted was like, let me give it to my friend who you're going to hear as a cameo, who ended up co-writing the song with us, and he's performing on it. You'll hear him coming in.
close?
Yeah, he's coming up right here. He's doing the background vocals. See if you get his voice.
You could cry out loud, but you walk alone, looking far and wide, searching high and low. It's a long
You have to picture Rick Moranis on SCTV.
Well, that's a giveaway.
I know.
Oh,
Michael McDonald.
It is Michael McDonald.
That's a giveaway.
So Michael came to so Ted, our producer, was like, "Oh, let me give it to my friend Mike and see if he can come up with some ideas."
friend Mike.
My friend Mike. So wait, here's my good keyboard part. Wait,
Might as well jump.
and then a guitar solo. So, anyways, he says, "Let me give it to my friend Mike." And so we're like in the studio. We'd already had the music done. So one afternoon, Michael McDonald showed up in the studio.
hey, here we go.
Hey guys, how's it going? Nice to meet you guys.
That is the SCTV skit.
It literally was like
Yeah.
I lived it. So
He's sitting there. He walks in. He's like, he takes a listen, and then he's like, boop, boop, boop.
he'd already worked. So Ted gave him a recording of the
Okay.
music, and then Ted was like, "I think Mike's got some ideas, so he's going to come in the studio." And we're like, "Holy shit! Okay, cool."
Cool.
So he was literally sitting where you are in the studio,
Amazing.
singing in my ear like these ideas for us.
That's amazing.
It was
That's
so
so
cool.
cool.
You
That's
can
great.
kick out these songs from songs you were appearing on. Like,
Yeah, that's amazing.
I didn't think of it
Bob
at
and I
first.
can't do that.
Literally 2 days ago, I thought, "Wait a minute, I did this thing, and I have a cameo."
part of one.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So when we get to these last choruses, you'll hear him a little bit more as well. He ended up doing the background vocals with Johnny, so you can hear them singing together. Coming up here,
There's more Michael here.
right here.
Oh yeah.
You can sort of hear him.
but you walk alone,
Hello. You get that sound of his
Yeah,
voice.
for sure.
And now here at the end, you'll hear a little more.
high and low,
Oh, here he comes more. He's higher now.
long way back,
Wow. Cool. Cool, right?
long way back.
So the song wasn't. It ended up being not a single or anything. We had high hopes for the song. His story was a little darker. It was about a girl who, like, he told us the story was like she got assaulted when she was in school, and it sort of fucked up her life, and she was trying to find a way back into the
So
world.
this song had no lyrics,
we had no lyrics.
and he wrote all the lyrics.
He wrote all the lyrics and the melody. So
Does
my
this count as CanCon? Then is the question.
half can. It's like partly
yeah,
can.
They do Maple on this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Maple. So
Yeah, yeah.
so the music is you guys.
Yep. The producer is not.
Templeton's
Producer is
Ted Templeman, who's American.
American.
Yeah.
That's not. That might not count.
Might
as
not count.
CanCon.
That's
Yeah.
why we
It's-
never heard this.
Yeah, we
fucking
never
song.
released it as a
That's
single.
why.
Yeah, just like you
Fucking
don't
right.
hear everything I do it for you. You never
Yeah.
hear that song. They play they'll play a different Brian Adams.
Right,
song.
right, right.
Wow, that seriously wouldn't count as CanCon. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
It
But
should.
It ended up being just like in the middle of side 2. Like it's a
Yeah.
a good song.
But
we had higher hopes when we had
When
the
you're
music
doing it.
because it sounded like a hit. Like we were like, this music sounds
something. Yeah,
it's
it's
gonna
a
be
good
something.
summer hit or
But we
something.
just couldn't finish it off. So I think what he did with it was pretty cool. But
Wow.
kick my second number 2B.
Oh, he's
Oh,
got.
yeah,
you
there
got.
is a bonus jam
I have
here
no. I have no bonus jams.
This
that I
bonus
thought
jam.
Well, because we have a time constraint. Although we're
Is it-
we're
it-
doing fine.
We're good. We're doing well. Yeah.
So what this is when Michael was singing to us in the studio, he's like, "Let me go in the studio and I'll sing you an idea of what this is." So this is Michael McDonald singing with us on our music track. Check it out. So
is like-
he hadn't finished it yet, but he sang this to give Johnny an
You had
idea.
this?
This is on a cassette I had. Check it out.
Amazing.
Here it comes.
She had a normal life, but
That's Michael. See, that's Michael McDonald.
Come on, man, dude.
You know
I
what?
know.
When I had the guys over here from Honeymoon Suite, you should have sent this to me.
Ah, I'm saving it for this today.
Now that's a mind blow.
Here it is.
This is like exclusive.
down.
Nobody has this.
Listen.
She wound up on the street,
How cool. is it?
eventually a stranger. Everyone she meets, but we all
Let's end the show now. he wins.
Can I say, my hot take is that this version's better than the Honeymoon Suite version.
It's pretty good.
It's raw. He hadn't finished it, so
His vocals are better than Johnny Derry.
well, Johnny was a little bit like he felt the pressure to like do what Michael was writing, but it wasn't naturally for him. So he did his Johnny version. But here, yeah, it's beautiful. Listen.
No one gave a damn how the job got done.
This sounds really good. So
Listen
he
to
did
this.
it like in the studio, and then it was on cassette, and you just ripped it.
We just did a rough mix because then we took it home and Johnny listened to it
Like
to
this
learn.
sounds
what to
like you
sing.
could play it on Indie 88 right now, and be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Pete Guerra, Michael McDonald. It's 1987. And then he had some harmonies on this chorus. You'll hear him as well. He was doing the ideas for the harmonies and stuff as well. He was just riffing. He was just like winging it, you know?
Yeah.
It's amazing. One take.
You could say out loud what you want to know. Searching far and wide, looking high and low.
And then he didn't have this next section is the bridge. He hadn't written it. Listen, you hear this. Just go, no lyrics. Yeah, they come
Where
later.
he's saying, "Where do we go now?
Right.
Where do we go? Where do we go now?"
He was just sort of showing where the lyric would come, you know? That's how you write.
This is on somebody's box set. It should be like it should
The
be
Honeymoon
on
Suite box set.
Suite box set or something.
So
Wow.
J-Ho points out accurately that Stu Stone's gonna shit himself when he hears this.
Yes.
He's a big McDonald head.
Is he
Holy
really?
smokes,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
He's a big McDonald head. And also that Adrenaline from 12 Stone, that's from 2007.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so it was later.
Nice. So yeah, this is like Michael McDonald with a rock band because you know he wasn't known for like doing rocky
Right,
kind of
right,
stuff. Many collaborations, but I just think it's so neat to have him actually singing with us.
That's amazing.
Moose Grumpy is a big Duran Duran nerd, and she says Power Station was before Addicted to Love.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense.
It's only a few months.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
Rob,
is-
we
this is
can't.
like-
we should shut it
Can't
down.
beat
Let's go to
this. You
TML
can't beat
next.
this.
Let's
this
start
is-
early.
This is amazing.
And then these last choruses, he started giving ideas for the harmonies.
You guys had the track laid down.
The track
and
was
he's-
all
and
done.
Just listening
Yep.
to it, and going.
Bob, you know what this is like when Pearl Jam had laid down the track
100%.
for like a
The Mama Son.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
Alive
Eddie
or
Vedder.
whatever, and then
Yeah.
Eddie brought back the cassette.
Yep.
Wow.
It's exactly. Yeah,
And
yeah.
he
He
just
and it
did
happens
his-
with hip hop a lot too.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, where people hear beats and then
That's
they
right.
rap over them.
Here's he doing the harmonies himself.
That's Michael on Michael.
Michael and Michael, yeah.
So who owns this?
Nobody. I don't know. Rick Warner, but nobody really because it wasn't released. So I've had it on a cassette for 40 years.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so Mike Soldeed was at the show and said that Honeymoon Suite did not play this one.
No, we didn't play it too often, even in our tours. Like
Even when it
afterwards.
was, because it was never a single.
No.
It was on an album that was like.
The album. I mean, we had good songs off the album, but this was just like it ended up being like a side 2 track.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So,
That's amazing, dude.
but you just reminded me? Can I tell you a funny, weird story that's not about any?
No, we don't have time for funny,
Okay.
weird stories.
I saw this guy a couple nights ago at a club downtown in New York called City Winery. This guy Peter Asher did a gig. So
Paul McCartney's brother-in-law. Or no, Paul was dating
Peter's sister Jane. Yeah.
And Paul wrote a song for them that was a hit.
World Without Love.
Yeah.
Peter
I
and
don't
Gordon.
care what
yeah,
they
yeah.
say, I won't
yeah.
live in a
So
world
Peter
without
Asher
love.
he did this performance. He's 79 years old and he had a band with him and he was telling stories and stuff. But it was just like I was just telling Talea yesterday when we were driving here, how weird it is that like in his life he was telling these stories. Yeah, Paul moved into our house for 2 years, and John would come over in the living room.
Linda, this is Paul's girl.
And so he's told the story that like John and Paul were downstairs in the living room at the piano, and they're like, "Hey, Peter, come check out this new song." And it was "I Want to Hold Your Hand."
Yeah.
And like that's just his story, and that's
I
in his
know.
life, and it's just cool to think that these things are just people making shit, you know?
I know.
I was gonna say it's cool to think that a song like I won't live in a world without love
Yeah.
is like a throwaway
I know.
McCartney.
Yeah, he showed the lyrics.
It goes to number one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Am I right?
Yep.
And it's a huge hit. We all know and love. But
Yep.
why not just throw that in the Beatles pile? Of number one?
Paul didn't. He was like, I can do better than this. But so Peter played a demo
People
of
love that
Paul
song.
singing the song. He hadn't finished it yet, so he sort of told the story of Paul finishing it as well. It was really cool.
Paul will not be at TMLX 19.
No.
But Snow's going to be at TMLX 19.
That's amazing.
That's cool.
I want to meet him.
Oh,
Me too. I'm a huge
You're gonna,
fan.
honestly, you're going to love him.
Like
you're gonna love him.
like I grew up with all Jamaican kids.
Yeah.
Like there were 4 Jamaican families on my floor.
Wow.
And so all the music that I think he might be a bit older than me, but all the music
Well, he's
that
older than me, so he's older than me.
so like all the music that influenced him, all that dance hall, I knew all that.
That's so cool.
I was like, and when Informer came out, I was like, I loved it. It was amazing.
Absolutely. Kind of a cameo jam because MC Shan is on that.
And then
MC Shan.
it's funny on
MC Shan is a cameo on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I do these. I do some voice tracks on the other stations that we own, and we played "Everybody Wants to Be Like You."
Everybody wants to be like.
And I was like, man, what a great track that is too. He's got more than Informer. It's awesome. I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Yeah.
I'll try not to be too drunk, but I'm gonna open my beer.
Yeah, well, he doesn't drink actually, so
He's smart that way.
But
Not
you're gonna.
me. Not with my
I've been
Great Lakes
making the
lager.
bad joke all day long that we thought it was gonna rain, but it's not gonna rain. But there will be snow.
Yeah, nice. That is a bad joke.
It is a bad joke.
Yeah. All right.
You can't steal that one. You ready?
Yeah. Let's go. I don't really have anything to say about this except for it breaks the rules again.
I love the rules breaking.
Takes a while to build, actually. This is like the
Talk it
album.
up.
This is the album
You're the
cut.
DJ.
Yeah, this is the album cut.
Don't
from
give it
this
away yet,
album. No, this was a nice resurgence for this artist at the end of the '80s, early '90s. He had, when I say resurgence, he had already had a lot of hits, a ton of hits. But this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now,
like,
who's the guest going to
yeah. I love this album.
be? Yes.
I love him. I saw him at Skydome.
Did you?
Yeah.
He had so many good songs. This production is amazing.
Yeah.
She calls out to the man on the street. Sir, can you help me? It's cold and I'm nowhere to sleep. Is there somewhere you can tell
I think I know who
me?
Be in the background vocals.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait till the
I don't know,
chorus.
so I want to guess. I don't know.
I have to wait till the chorus.
I vaguely
He
remember.
pretends he can't hear her. Starts to whistle as he crosses the street. Seems embarrassed to be there.
It'll be here.
Yeah.
Oh, think twice, 'cause it's another day for you and me in paradise.
Kind of hear it now.
Kind of.
Oh, think twice, 'cause it's another day for you and me in paradise.
So obviously,
Rob, did you pick it up?
I didn't. I remember that I used to
It
know.
sounds like Phil on Phil.
Yeah.
which it probably is.
It sounds okay.
It's probably Phil Collins also. But so Phil Collins, Another Day in Paradise.
Yeah.
Background vocals, David Crosby.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
David
I do remember
Crosby's
that.
on background
Yes.
vocals there. So, I mean, I don't know how that happened. I don't know the story of it, but I know that the story goes that he's on the background vocals for
Right.
that.
That's
And
amazing.
I saw Phil at Sky Tent, I believe it was called. Remember
Wow.
when Skydome first opened?
Yep.
I guess put sheets up halfway
Yeah.
across the thing,
Yeah.
and where the stage was in the round, it was the Dance Into the Light tour. And it was Phil Collins. So where home base, where the picture was
Yeah.
the stage.
Yep.
And they put seats all around him.
I remember that.
And I bought like $25 tickets from Sunrise at Gerrard Square.
Wow.
And it was in the 300 level or the 500 level, in the second row of the 500 level, and it was one of the best shows I've ever seen, man. It was so good. I mean, I'm a huge fan, but yeah, David Crosby's doing the background vocals on that.
That's good.
It's not a band. It's
No.
not a instrument. Or no, it is a vocalist at least
Yeah.
this time.
And he's in a band.
But cameos like this are good though. Like even if it's not a band.
I thought it was neat.
Yeah.
When I did some
It's a
research
good
on it, I
one.
thought it was cool. And
That's him on the high part there.
I think so. Yeah.
There must be something you can say.
I think so.
You could they're probably like quadrupled each, right?
You can tell from the lines.
There you go. That's it
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there. Yeah.
There you go.
You can see that she's been
Oh yeah, that's it there.
Wow. Because it sounds like America.
Yeah.
It cross.
moved on from every place.
Wow.
'Cause she didn't
Oh, there it is for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
That's like when you hear Mick Jagger in Carly Simon's "You're So Vain."
Yeah. That's a classic one. Yeah.
Also, David Crosby with Graham Nash singing with Joni Mitchell too, right? Like on Freeman in Paris.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Once
And
you
then-
recognize that it's there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's another good Toast episode.
This-
Like background vocals, like it's cameo-ish.
This album. I think this one had. Did this have Groovy Kind of Love on it? No,
think
it had.
so.
It might have. Another Day in Paradise. This is not But Seriously. Is
Nope.
this But Seriously? No.
Nope. That was his studio.
That was.
that was No Jacket Required.
No Jacket Required. This
Yeah.
might be But Seriously.
Yeah.
No Jacket Required was my go-to Phil Collins.
Yes.
Yeah. This is But Seriously, and it had. Do you remember? That's the
Oh,
song. And
yeah.
Something Happened on the Way to Heaven.
Wow.
Those are the ones that I really remember.
Good old Phil.
I love Phil Collins.
Yep.
I don't care what anybody
Yep.
says.
Well, Phil's daughter is a going concern these days.
This-
Big famous actress, Lily Collins.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. This was the first
Lily
single.
in Paris.
I Wish It Would Rain Down.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. This is a great album.
Oh my God! Right?
Something Happened on the Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow. This is a great album.
Hit after hit.
It really is.
Lest we forget, Phil Collins played Philadelphia and London
Yep.
during Live Aid.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank
right.
you to the Concorde.
The one guy.
Although I heard he was not very good. I can't remember how he did, but apparently not too
Oh,
good.
I thought he was all right.
I feel like it was
40 years ago.
negatively received.
We're coming up to the 40th anniversary of Live Aid. Weird.
Okay, shout out to FOTM mid-year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
July 13th.
Okay, I'm going to kick out. This band's sort of been in the news, people buying tickets. Let's do it.
Young, dumb, don't see a problem. Bloodshot, sound like a hook dog. Stand for us, stand some of love of the rest. I know what I'm done, but tell me when I miss some things. Don't say something, waste now. Saying nothing, lose the halo. Don't need to resist. I lick on the lips, have my grip on your hips.
What a great fucking band.
Who is this?
Queens of the Stone
This is
Age.
QOTS.
Been giving away tickets all
QOTSA.
week. Been giving away tickets on Indie 88 all week for their Catacombs tour.
Quota.
I saw in the group, I think Gilles LeBlanc was sharing codes or whatever to get tickets.
Sold out like fast. They're playing Massey Hall.
Are they really? That'll
Well,
be great, though.
So they're calling it because there was just a movie they just made of them playing in the catacombs in
Paris.
Wow.
And so they're doing an unplugged tour.
That's cool.
Yeah, Josh
Wow.
Homme and company.
Wow.
So yeah, Josh Homme. So this is from their 2007 album, Era Vulgaris, name of this album. And there is backing vocals and a synth guitar by a person not in the band. Anybody want to guess who's doing backing vocals? Maybe we need to get to it and turn it up.
Easy. The easy guess would be Dave Grohl because he did drums with them and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Let's hear it.
I'm going to ask Bob a question. I don't think Rob was into this band, but were you into Caius?
Caius was the precursor, and the only reason I know about them is because of Martin Streak. Martin
See,
introduced
I
me
learned
to them.
about Caius after I discovered.
Oh, is that
Queens of the Stone Age.
KYUSS?
Yes.
I never knew how to pronounce it.
It's Caius.
Caius.
Yeah, so that's Josh Homme's band.
Okay.
And I knew about them. They have a song called Green something, or they were on like one of those like free CDs you would get when you go out.
Uh-huh.
I only knew about Caius because Martin Streak loved them before, and then when Queens of the Stone Age came out, he lost his mind.
So Caius came before Queens
Yes.
of the Stone Age. Okay, yeah, I
Yep.
knew the name, but I never knew who they were. Never heard them.
Stoner
like
rock,
this.
they call it, right? Like
I like this, though.
it's really good. I actually just okay. No, the opening track off of the Blue album there, Nicotine, this Feel Good Hit of the Summer is like one of my favorite songs by them. It's really good. It's called Feel Good Hit of the Summer. Really heavy.
Wow.
Bop, 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 bop. Good.
I like. So I'm gonna roll roll into like another song that features a cameo appearance by the same guy. Okay.
Okay.
I guessed Lemmy, but
Yeah.
no.
Not Trent Reznor.
Imagine in your mind a posh country club.
Tom Morello?
Stuffy
No.
old money where the
Who's
poor
rapping?
gets snubbed. The spread
I think that's Andy Samberg there.
Sauerkraut and
Oh.
juice. There's no way these people will ever cut loose. But then I walk in the room, hold my boombox high, and what happened next will blow your mind.
Everything got out of control.
This voice.
Lonely.
The music was so entrancing.
One of the guys from.
Everyone got out on the
No,
floor.
this is the Lonely Island, of course,
Yeah.
Boombox. But this voice does not belong to the Lonely Island.
Now picture, if you will, a bunch of businessmen stuffed in
It's the same guy who appears on 666 by Queens of the Stone Age.
Ties around the necks are like a hangman's noose. In the middle of the table, there's a boiled goose. The old people smell makes you wanna puke in the sink. These dudes will never dance. Yeah, that's what you think. I stride in the
coming.
room, all young and hip. Hold up my boombox and say, "Listen to this."
Then everyone started to
Whose voice is this?
People rejoiced instead of finance.
Is it Robbie Williams? No.
Preconceived notions were shattered by the super old white people dancing.
I'll tell you so you can recognize it when it comes back.
Is this on the Lonely Island album? That one? Or
Yeah.
is that? It's not
Yeah,
an
it was-
SNL song, isn't
Well,
it?
I think it appeared on SNL Boombox, I think. But that...
Give a hint or a clue.
Okay, well, the clue is that this is a big fucking New York band. Meet me in the bathroom and I'll tell you about them. That's your clue.
Bust out my boombox and play this song.
All right, I'll tell you because I'm not going to
Oh, okay. Meet me in the bathroom. It's Strokes.
Yeah, Julian Casablancas from Strokes.
Okay.
So he's on
That's cool.
He does backing vocals and synth guitar on Queens of the Stone Age 666.
Wow.
And he does this part for it. This was featured, I've confirmed.
I don't think it was on SNL?
So that, yes. Okay, so two things. This is on the debut album of The Lonely Island,
Yeah.
which is called Incredibad. And it's featured in an SNL digital short.
It was an SNL digital short. I'm pretty good, but I don't.
And I didn't pull it because it's June, but I Wish It Was Christmas Today is another Saturday Night Live song, skit, if you will. And that also features Julian Casablancas from The Strokes.
Nice.
Everybody started having sex.
I wouldn't recognize his voice, but it's good.
I do now, but he uses so much production on his voice. It's actually.
It was disgusting to say the least. A boombox can change.
And I'll take this opportunity to tell you that I've had many, many conversations with FOTM Hall of Famer Stu Stone, who would love that Michael McDonald cut long way back. Every time I bring up Lonely Island, he gets a look in his eye that that could have been
Could have been him.
That could have been him and Jamie Kennedy.
Aw.
They were just a little ahead of the curve here because it was kind of the same shtick.
Very
Funny
similar.
music
Yep.
with the rap, and
Right.
you know, we all have like a
They never got-
rolling
yeah.
with Saget, and MTV was on board of this. So Stu feels like they came that close to being what the Lonely Island became.
Maybe Stu and Snow should have a collaboration.
Honestly, I could make that shit happen.
You know you could.
But at first, I have this vision of like a Ashley McIsaac fiddle remix of Informer,
Right.
that I can't get out of my head. And I've actually run it by Snow's lawyer, who will be at
Mr. Farberman?
TMLX. Yeah, Paul Farberman will be at TMLX 19 tonight.
I can't wait to see Paul. I haven't seen him in 1,000 years.
Oh my God. I'm so excited about the reunion that's
Yep.
happening. And
But
I almost arranged for Amin Batia, who was at the CFNY reunion, right, Bob?
Yeah, Amin was there.
I'm in
yes.
Batia, a thin tortilla.
Who, to meet you, Rob.
Yes, I want to meet him too.
I know.
Amin
it almost
Amin
happened
was
tonight.
very funny. He's taking pictures and he was saying some very inappropriate things. He was a very funny guy.
Wow.
Really funny
I
guy.
didn't get that Amin. I got a very proper
Oh
Amin
no,
on my
Amin was
show.
pretty funny at the.
That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't know Amin. I got to know him because he was a producer. He used to do all the sounds and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's how I was
Wow.
like, "What did you do at the station?" And he told me.
Oh, the
I was like,
IDs.
"Oh, cool." Yeah, a lot of the imaging of the
Wow.
station. But
And a lot
back
for
when
Humble and Fred.
But back when you actually had to make the sounds yourself.
that's right.
Like you didn't have some library of sounds.
Yep.
He created.
Well, Bob,
those
you know what he
with-
made?
Oh, and who was there? Was Hamish. Jamie Watson was there.
Who
as
won't
well.
come on our show?
I know he won't. He's so funny. He made also with you with Cito Gaston. Hamish's Cito is upbeat.
And he doesn't even sound like that.
Not at all. That's what was so funny about it. It was one of the most ridiculous things Humble Fred ever did. Still one of my favorite
Can
things.
I play a piece of audio that Amin Batia
please.
composed?
Ongoing history.
I think that's fucking
so
great.
That's the opening. And he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And he
cool.
would have
He
done
made
that.
that.
This is pre-Pro Tools.
Yeah. He
This
did in his studio at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was, and I remember when I first got in, like late 90s, we had a program at the Edge at CFNY called Prisma by
Yeah.
Spectral or whatever. That was the first digital, and
Like a CD-ROM?
no, it was the first kind of like linear, like line produced, like you could record audio sounds onto different tracks that were digital. Like it was like an 8-track kind of thing.
yeah.
But we also were still using DATs and mini disc and all this other things.
Digital 90s.
Yeah.
A little Phil Collins mop-up. Leslie saw Genesis at the Montreal Forum in 1980 or maybe 81.
Wow.
She loves Phil Collins.
Wow.
Oh, no,
boy.
Bob.
Wow.
Bob
Oh, boy.
spilled his fucking beer.
Oh, man.
That's a first.
Cut.
Wow.
You know,
All right, keep going. That's
I know.
fine.
We'll keep going. The show doesn't stop over here.
We don't stop for
There
nothing.
are paper towels in that bathroom. There's like a roll you'll see there. Okay. And
The beers are fuzzy.
points out that Phil Collins had a cameo on Howard Jones's "No One Is to Blame."
Well, actually, Howard had Phil produce it. So what the story about that is that Howard
That's
released
quite a
the song.
spill from Bob, right?
Well, you know why? It's fun. It like, yeah.
But it's only a second beer, right?
Yeah.
Was he pre-drinking? Because we're pre-drinking right now before we go to Great Lakes Brewery. Did
That's
he
right.
pre-drink?
He did. Phil Collins
We caught it
produced.
on tape, by the way. I don't know if it can see the. I can't see the table.
don't think so.
It's too bad I've got this wild ninth. It's like Jenny Cam. Does anyone remember Jenny Cam?
No. Who is she?
Okay, Jenny Cam. We're going way back, early internet years. But Jenny Cam had a camera in her apartment. Oh. And let's say every 15 seconds, the camera would take a still picture and then share. Like, so it wasn't streaming like we're used to now. It was kind of like this, where you got like a.
Did you watch it?
Well, no, I was like I was a blogger from I had TorontoMike.com in late 90s, 99, right? So I was very interested in like internet culture back then, and I was absolutely aware of what Jenny Cam was was up to.
Yeah.
And I absolutely would pop in once in a while because she left that camera. It didn't matter if she was just walking around her
Yeah.
apartment naked
And just
or if she was
still shots.
fucking the neighbor's husband. I know that's a real story.
Wow.
Like it was wild. I think she's completely off the grid now.
Wow.
But Jenny Cam, I think her name was Jennifer Ridgely.
Wow.
Was a big deal. She made it to.
Wow.
I think she made it to Letterman at some point. Like,
That's
that's how
cool.
mainstream it got the Jenny Cam experience. But I'll review the tapes later and see if we got this big spill from
bet you
Bob
did.
Willette. Okay, whose turn is it? What's going on?
It's your turn.
Okay,
I believe.
anyway, there's a note about Jenny Cam,
yeah.
a water cooler topic. So Mike remembers Jenny Cam. Okay. And Jenny, I even remember Jenny Cam had an I instead of a Y. So Mike, make the correction. Okay, let's get it right.
Jenny Cam.
Love this song. I'm going to kick it out, but you want to say some words before I do it, Robert Preuss.
Is it mine next?
You're always first.
What did
I'm
we
last.
just- what did
remember?
you-
Rob,
did you
Bob,
just
me.
do?
What did
I
you-
just did Queens of the Stone Age.
Right, he
that's-
did. Yeah, it's your
time
turn.
goes by. That's
know.
right.
I have
so,
them in order. I can't even fuck it
oh
up.
my God. So like I'm on my last one. Yeah, nothing
Yeah,
to say about
we
this.
so it's 4:00. 4:02.
We're doing good.
And we maybe I
Slow
was
it
thinking,
down, brother.
Do you wanna
Slow it
get
down.
do you want to get the photo at TMLX? Like I can take a photo in case I forget.
But then you're not going to post it until like way later.
well,
I loved
all right,
your
I'll
Toronto tree.
take the photo from this tree. Did
Yeah.
you like the Toronto
I
tree?
loved it.
episode?
Yeah.
With the professor.
Yeah, Professor.
Because the tree can't talk, so the professor had to come and talk. How about this? We'll take the photo by the tree.
Yeah.
And then I'll swap it with a photo of us two.
Oh, sure.
Us three.
Okay.
With Snow.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And Snow owes me a few favors now. I banked them, so
All right.
we can.
We'll take a picture of the
What have you
GLP
done
tree.
for Snow that you?
I'll tell you when we're not
I know he
recording.
used to do a lot of nice things for you, but what has he done for you lately?
It's been pretty recent, actually.
Yeah,
and
nice.
there's a thing we're working on right now. I can't give too much away on the record here on the
Okay.
recording.
All right.
But we're actively engaged in something which is kind of right. I think we'll love it.
Wow.
Like
Nice.
and it's happening.
Wow.
And it's proceeding, and the right people are on it.
Cool.
And I can't say any more.
All right.
I'm involved. Snow is involved.
Wow.
Farberman's involved.
Wow. Legalese.
There's a lot of people
right.
involved in this thing. Okay, you ready for your jam?
Yeah,
Rob?
sure. Kick it.
Kick it.
Oh, this is the extended version, right?
I just sent what you sent me.
I forgot about it. This is
How
not
long
the
does this
same-
go for?
I don't know, a little while. It'll kick in.
This is, I can just see now in the title. This is the 12-inch.
That's right. This is the. There it goes.
Pre-kick.
Yeah. A long intro. Leading up
Because I can tell you, my late friend.
You might.
You told me it was a long intro, you fucking liar.
You might know how to play with fire, but did you know of the murder committed in the name of love? Yeah, you thought what a pity. Dream on, white boy, white boy. Dream on, black girl, and wake up to a brand new day. To find your dreams are washed away.
I'll finish my thought after Rob speaks.
Okay.
This is his jam after all.
This is my jam after all. So the Cameo is a guest vocalist with the band. Do we know the band?
Have we heard the guest vocalist yet?
Yeah, he sings on the chorus. So he sings on all the choruses with Michael Hutchins.
Let me think for a second. So, okay, this is before Kick. So
Yep.
they're big. They're big in Australia, but they aren't that big.
Yeah.
Like we knew this. This song was on like
This was a big
great.
hit.
Yeah,
Dude
this
from
was a hit.
Midnight Oil?
Nope.
No?
Yeah, he's thinking though. He's going the same path I was thinking.
Yeah, no. So this song was actually produced by Nile Rodgers.
Yeah.
And Nile did this song right after he worked with us.
Is he coming on now? This guy?
Yeah, here it comes.
White boy, dream on, black girl, then wake up to
He's in every chorus.
a new day.
There is another voice there. I thought he was a member of the band.
To find your dreams that washed away. Dream on, black boy, dream on, white girl, then wake up to a brand new day.
Can you give us what country he's from?
He's from America.
Washed away.
That's a good clue.
Yeah.
That's a good clue.
So Nile
The
produced
United
this.
States of America?
United States. After he recorded in the summer of '83, he spent the summer in Toronto with us making our album Talk Back. And then he went to record this in New York with In Excess. And it was like his next big hit after he had produced Let's Dance for David Bowie.
Right.
And so we were like his intern project.
Nice.
So he used some of the effects and some of the styles of things that he did with us.
Yeah.
He like perfected them with
Totally
us.
hear it.
And then he went to use it with them. But it's a friend of
How about another
Nile's.
clue?
And Nile had actually worked with, I should have used that song as well. He worked on a couple of songs with this guy in his band and asked him to said, hey, come and sing on this song with this
Okay, so
Australian
he's the
group.
lead singer of a band?
He's the lead singer of
Of a what?
Of a what?
a duo.
Hall & Oates?
That's a great guess. In Philadelphia.
It's a big guess.
Is that right?
What, is it John Hall?
Oh, here it is again. Hold on.
Dream on, black girl,
Play my second track because I isolated the vocals with the drums so you can hear it a little clearer.
Let me hear it again. Hold on. I will in a second.
dream on, white girl, white
Maybe it's Daryl Hall. John, it's Daryl Hall. Or, yeah. Oh, that's...
to find your dreams that washed away. Dream on, white boy, dream on, black girl, and wake up to
Yeah, Daryl Hall.
It's Daryl Hall.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, that is cool.
dream on, black boy,
Now, did you have these stems, or...
I just made it.
What do you mean you made it?
I just because I have a
How do
program.
you unmix?
So
I
you
have-
ran
there's-
it through...
It's a new world we live in. Like you can do this shit all the time now.
So
Like,
you can do it on the fly now. I just the other day I DJ'd a set at
Yeah.
Ground Control on
Yeah.
somebody else's Pioneer DDJ 4000 or whatever it is,
Yep.
and you can pull the stems live
Yep.
on. So I was mixing like stems
Wow.
from Moby
Yeah.
into like Kay's Choice, Not an Addict, and I knew you would. That's why I said it. And it was like on. And it was just like on the fly. There's these like you can have just vocal. You can get
Yep.
rid of the the bass, all on the fly.
Yeah, like I put the MP3 through an app that I have in my computer, and it does that, and it'll tell you the tempo.
It does such a good
and you
job.
can loop shit, and like it's unbelievable, right?
It's so much better because they had that a while ago,
Yeah.
like on a couple different like not Winamp, but a couple different things, and it wasn't that good.
No,
it's so good now.
Yeah, even within there's a recording program called Logic, which is in Max. Everybody uses, and even Logic will do it now. And so like I just grabbed that because I thought it's nice to hear the vocals isolated.
Yeah.
And once you know it's Daryl Hall, you kind of can't unhear that it's him.
Can I ask you a question? Have you hit the big 6-0 yet? I can't remember.
In September.
Okay, you haven't hit it yet, right?
No.
So you were too young to see Jaws in theater.
I saw it when I was 9 years old.
Well, that's what I'm
And I
asking,
saw
brother.
it 2 times in one day.
Wow.
It opened 50 years ago last week. And I went with my friend to the Burlington. It was the Odeon.
9 is too young because I put on
No.
Jaws and my 11-year-old got scared.
Come on, kids, today. We should
That
buck
early
it up.
scene with the blood in the
No.
water.
So I went to the Odeon Theater on Lakeshore, and I went in with my friend Bob, and we snuck. We hit like from the Little Rascals. We hid under the seats while the first show cleared out, and we waited for the next show to start. And I always remember that scene underwater when the head floats out of the. And like I fell out of my seat and dropped my popcorn. And it was like people always talk about that scene, and like I had that actual reaction at 9 years old.
Why did you bring that up?
Oh, because the opening of Not an
'cause I'm
Addict
old.
reminds me of the Jaws theme.
Oh, wow, that's quite the. Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
And that's why you asked about the 6-0.
I kicked out that song we kicked out Pride Jams once on Pandemic Friday, and I kicked out Kay's Addict because
His choice, not an addict.
Kay's Choice, not an addict.
Yeah. Wow.
Because it's a member of the community on vocals there.
Did people say that's not a?
No, how
Pride
could
Jam?
you? He's a trans man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Well, now you do.
Now we do.
There's a fun fact for you. All right, we're kicking ass,
Is that your
taking
wife?
names.
No.
Yeah, she's working from home today.
No.
Well, Jarvis
Is
gets
that
home
your
at 4.
wife?
No,
at the door?
I don't know.
No, you might want to check your text.
Is that a jar or is that a door? As a dad joke there too. But I think Jarvis gets home at 4.
Oh, okay. I
and
just
then,
thought maybe it was Mr. Preuss's lovely
Jarvis
wife.
just got a haircut, different style of cut. So if you see him at
Cool.
We're not gonna recognize
TMLX19,
him?
let him know how sharp he looks.
Okay.
And by the way, the man who did the cut, Andy the Barber, who's an FOTM and the lead singer of Phantom Lung, he's going to be at TMLX19 tonight.
Nice.
So there you go.
Nice.
Okay. I was going to say, come hungry and come hairy.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, you guys ready? This is Bob's final
Yep.
jam.
And this one actually counts. Wait, does it? Yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah.
It's not.
Are there heartbreakers involved?
There are.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. No, I'll stand my ground. Won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I will stand my ground, and I won't back down. Well, I know what's right. I got just one line. In a world that keeps on pushing me around, but I'll stand my
Okay, Bob, where's the cameo? What's going on?
All right,
here?
there's a couple cameos, but really the main one is the background vocals on Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers features George Harrison. He's also in the video, so it's not that big of a surprise. But George Harrison does the background vocals on this. But what's interesting is if you watch the video features Ringo on the drums. Ringo is on the drums in this video, but Ringo does not play the drums on this song, much like Jeremy Taggart.
I knew you were going there.
Yes, much like on the,
yeah.
Josie, whatever, on the Spider-Man
Hero.
soundtrack, Hero. Taggart does not play the drums on that, but he's in the video. So I thought it was an interesting
I
connection.
knew that was going to be your
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah.
I knew 100%.
Because Taggart's an FOTM, right?
Yeah.
So Taggart,
Early FOTM.
early FOTM, and now member of the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, or the Walk of Fame. I mean, him and Mike Turner both, as former members of Our
Right.
Lady Peace, are now on the Walk of Fame.
And Rain Maida helped his wife write songs for Avril Lavigne's follow-up to Let Go.
Right. Yes.
In the book we discussed a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, exactly. So it's actually George Harrison doing background vocals. So George Harrison and Tom Petty, both Wilburys. They're both they Wilbury worthy.
Well, who produced this album? Isn't it the member of the Traveling Wilburys, or am I confusing that with
you know what? That
with
seems
Cloud9?
That seems like a question that Rob Preuss might know the answer to.
Well, I'm going to Google that really
look that
fast
up.
while you talk to us.
So when I saw, this is the only one that really counts with a vocalist that within the rules that we were given. But Jeff Lynne.
Yeah, so Jeff Lynne.
of ELO, right?
So Jeff Lynne.
That's what I thought.
Is it Wilbury?
I've been listening. So I have a couple old ELO on vinyl.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I love them.
Holy hell! Like I don't know anything about ELO.
Really?
No, nothing. So when
What
I put
about
it
Mr. Blue Sky?
I know nothing.
That's all most of us know.
I
See, you
I
guys
put it
are
on.
you're just young enough
It's all new to me.
See, I saw them at CNE when I was 13.
Wow.
And Meatloaf opened for them.
Ooh.
It was ELO.
Meatloaf opening when you were 13.
It was 1978.
Right, so he would have just put out Bad Out of Hell.
It was like
so he
number
was just
one.
blowing up.
It was one of those tours where he just happened to be the opening act because he wanted to be on the road.
Yep.
But man, oh man, like the double bill and ELO were fantastic.
And
as
was
well.
the first single off of Bad Out of Hell was It's Paradise by Desperate
No, it was
Light?
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3
Yeah.
was the first single,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
That's a
Wow.
Todd Rundgren production. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And Todd, I listened to that song actually just a week ago, and I'm amazed if you listen to it how many vocals there are, like how many layers
On
of
2 out of
vocals.
3?
Yeah, the whole album.
Yeah.
But it's all Todd. He's got a couple of other guys singing with him.
Yeah.
But he layered so many vocals. Apparently, Meatloaf was a hard guy to record in the studio. Like he sang out. Was a little pitchy sometimes.
Sure.
So so Todd really propped it up with a lot of vocals.
With a lot of other people.
It sounds like Queen or something.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I have like a picture disc
Yeah.
of the album from
Wow.
'78
Wow.
or something of that
Wow.
album. But yeah, so that particular what's his name of
Jeff Lynne.
Jeff Lynne
Yeah.
of ELO
Yep.
is also a Wilbury.
Yep.
Who he produced that, and I don't
Right.
know, but I wonder if he's on some of those background vocals
bet
too.
he is.
And I feel like
Yeah.
Jeff Lynne produced Cloud9.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got
That's
a very
where that whole thing came. That whole
Yep.
California collective. Or
Yeah.
he's got that very distinctive sound, right?
By the
His
way, also
production.
co-production credit goes to Mike Campbell.
Oh,
Yes.
guitar player, yeah.
of the as Mike and the
Heartbreakers.
Mechanics.
No,
Mike
that's Mike Rutherford.
Oh, sorry, wrong
From
Mike.
Genesis.
Mike
Sorry.
Campbell was the guitar
Right,
player.
wrong Mike.
But
Yes,
we didn't
sorry.
talk about Phil Collins earlier.
That's right. It's all related, man. It's all
And
connected.
Paul Carrack is like the secret weapon of all those 80s.
Don't
jams,
shed a
right?
tear. Is that
Yeah.
Paul Carrack?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, right? Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
he does.
But
Tempted.
written by
He does
written by
Tempted
Eddie Schwartz.
He does Tempted.
Canadian.
Tempted by
Yes,
and
with
he
Squeeze.
does the big In the Living Years. Is
Yep.
that his? Yeah.
Yep.
In the Living Years is Mike and the Mechanics.
Yeah, but
he
he
did-
But he has guest vocalists come
Yeah.
in. Like Carrack was the vocalist on that, right?
Yep.
Oh wow, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, Paul Carrack sang that, and when he was with Squeeze, he sang "Tempted."
Right.
Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
he's got all these like secret. Yeah.
I don't know if I knew that Paul Carrack was Squeeze too.
He was for a short time.
For a short time.
Yeah, like
he definitely does Tempted, which
Yeah.
is their biggest.
Which
hit.
is their biggest hit,
Yeah.
right? Oh, I see. I'm learning every day.
Yep.
There we
That's
go.
why we do Toast.
Yeah!
My goodness gracious. Okay.
There we go. That was a good.
I enjoyed listening to that album because Full Moon Fever when I was in high school was one of my go-to CDs.
Wow.
Full Moon Fever. It's great. That's a great comeback for an artist. Like I don't know how long he was laying low there, but
Yeah.
Full Moon Fever was a monster album.
Tom Petty had such an interesting career. Did you ever watch that documentary? It's
I
called
did.
Running
It's
Down
like
a Dream.
4 hours. Or
Yeah,
something.
it's
Oh,
amazing.
I don't think I've seen. I actually want to watch.
It's very
I
good.
love Tom Petty.
But I was just telling my wife when we were driving up the other day, he came on one of the stations we were listening to. And I remember when Tom Petty was brand new, he was like a new wave dude. I mean, his first success was really in England.
American Girl.
Yeah. And he really fit in with like the sounds of 79, 1980. Okay. He sounded like the Knack. He sounded like Pat Benatar, like this stuff that was rock and roll, but it had this sort of punk new wave influence as well.
Interesting.
And he really fit in there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Tom Petty. Okay, he had a voice on King of the Hill.
Oh, yeah.
He had a character on King of the Hill. They've lost a few voices now.
Right.
Because, of course,
right.
the woman who does the niece voice, who I can't remember her name right now, Brittany Murphy. She died very young.
Yep.
Well,
Mysterious, some mold issue or something.
Right.
And then they just lost the guy. I can't. His name will come to me in a minute. But one of the main guys.
the guy who played the indigenous, the native guy.
No, not well. Him too.
Yeah.
I meant the.
Oh, you meant the mumbly guy.
The conspiracy theory. No,
No,
not
no.
the mumbly guy. The conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Who was married to the woman who was with
Right.
John Redcorn.
John
Okay.
Redcorn. That's it. Yeah.
But I'm thinking of the other guy whose name.
And he was like murdered or something. Or like
that was
neighbor shot him or-
terrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fucking awful.
Weird.
Okay. Well, that's fucking awful. But now I realize I have a jam and then I have another jam, but they're both named the same in my fucking sound
So you don't know
board
which
here.
one?
I don't know. So I Googled the length of the song I wanted to play, and it said 3:45 was the length, but it had a fun fact attached to it. It said, yes, this song is 3:45, but it said it was released with a fake time, a false time of 3:05 to try to trick DJs into playing it on the radio, because 3:45, believe it or not, was considered too long.
Way too long.
Oh, that's
for
funny.
radio airplay at the time. So that
Yeah.
fun fact came from the fact I'm trying to find out how long this song is.
Oh,
So
wow.
one of these MP3s is 3:45. So I'm going to bet this is it. This is it, guys. After this, we're going to take a photo. We're going to, I guess we have a bit of time, but
We have a bit of time.
We motored through, but we also we didn't have a lot of mind blows, right?
Yep.
Like we
well, you
kept
know what
it.
else? I didn't normally at the beginning, I'd
We have
go
a
on a
longer-
journey
Yeah.
that's unrelated. And then today I decided I'll save the journey for next time. As I said, I don't want to be right. Okay. Here we go with my final Cameo jam.
You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips. And there's no tenderness like grief in your fingertips. You're trying hard not to show it, but baby,
What a song.
baby, I know it. You lost that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. You lost that love and feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone.
So it's a background vocalist I want you to listen to.
There's no welcome look in your eyes when I reach for you.
That's Phil Spector. We're going to talk about that.
Criticize little things I do. It makes me just feel like crying. 'Cause baby, something beautiful started. You lost that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. You lost that love and feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone.
This production is next level, man. Listen to this.
Baby, baby, I'd get down on my knees for you. If you would only love me like you used to do, yeah. We had a love you don't find every day.
When this crescendo comes, listen closely.
So don't let it slip away.
It's coming.
Baby, I beg you please. I need your love. I need your love. Yeah, bring it on back. Bring it on back. Bring back that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. Bring
You can kind of hear it right there.
feeling 'cause it's gone, gone, gone. And I can't go on.
All right. The production, of course, is Phil Spector.
Yes.
Bring back
By all accounts, a lousy person, but a fucking great producer.
Yep.
It happens, right, guys? Okay, so this is often cited by musicologists as the greatest the best example of his wall of sound technique.
Yeah.
What do you think of this song, Rob Preuss?
I love it. It made me think that we didn't mention the passing of two important musical figures in Brian Wilson and
Well, can you hold that for a moment?
Okay, sure.
I have
Anyways,
a plan.
because he was inspired by.
I know it's coming.
Oh, okay.
Patience.
So,
okay. You know, see, that's what you
Ixnay on the Ian Wilson egg.
Ixnay on the Ombre, which is a great Offspring album. Ixnay on the Ombre. Okay, so 1964.
Wow, 61 years ago.
Phil Spector, Barry Mann, and Cynthia Weil. Weil.
Yep.
My apologies to everybody. I know she passed away fairly recently. This is this is the jam, man. Holy smokes here, and it reached number 1 in early February 1965.
Righteous Brothers.
The Righteous Brothers, absolutely.
Who's the Cameo?
The Cameo. Gosh, how do I build this up here? I'm kind of excited that you don't know. Well, hold on. No, it's not Brian Wilson. So, Wall of Sound. There is an artist in the background. There are the Blossoms are in the background, but there's an artist that you can hear in the crescendo part there. She's very young. She is somebody who she met. Yeah, it's a woman. She met a guy named Sonny Bono.
Oh, really?
In November 1962, because Sonny worked for Phil Spector.
Right.
So Sonny's working for Phil Spector.
He played percussion sometimes on stuff, didn't he?
I believe
that might
so.
be his tambourine.
So this woman, who we'll name in a moment, was offered the role of housekeeper by Sonny Bono, and she became Sonny's housekeeper.
Wow.
And then Sonny introduces this woman to Phil Spector, and Phil Spector uses her as a background singer on many recordings. Not only the one we just listened to, the Righteous Brothers, You've Lost That Loving Feeling, but the Ronettes, Be My Baby.
Really?
I think I knew that.
I don't think I knew that.
So we're talking about Cher here.
Wow.
And Spector would go on to produce Cher's first single, which is a song called Ringo, I Love You.
Wow.
And she didn't record it as Cher. She recorded the song Ringo, I Love You under the name Bonnie Jo Mason.
Wow.
So there you go.
That is a mind blow.
It's a bit of a mind blow.
Yep.
But you mentioned a name that I do want to recognize.
Mm-hmm.
You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips. And there's no tenderness like before in your fingertips. It makes me just feel like crying. 'Cause baby, something beautiful's dying. You've lost that love feeling. Whoa, that love and feeling. You've lost that love and feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I feel a bit like it's the ongoing history of songs that blow Brian Wilson's mind. Okay?
Right.
Because we covered this with Be My Baby by the Ronettes. Remember,
Yeah.
he pulled over and he listened to it over and over again.
Yeah.
And he wrote that song for the Ronettes, but
Yep.
they wouldn't make it because Phil Spector didn't get a writing credit on it. It became a big hit for the Beach Boys.
Yep.
And then we talked about that song, do you remember Shortening Bread?
Yes, that's right. Sloop John B.
So
Yeah.
Brian Wilson thought that was the greatest song I ever heard, but when he heard You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin', he heard it in January 1965, and his quote was, he rang up the songwriters and he said, "Your song is the greatest record ever. I was ready to quit the music business, but this has inspired me to write again."
Wow.
And he did go on the record at some point and said when he wrote Good Vibrations for 1966,
Yeah.
it was his attempt to surpass You've Lost That Loving Feeling.
He beat it. He definitely did it.
Well, it depends who you ask whether
Yeah.
he beat it or not, but they're both great songs.
Pretty close. When he passed away, I remember like years ago, whenever Rolling Stone would do, or anybody would do top albums of all time, Pet Sounds is always in the top 5, right, of all time albums. So when he passed away, this was my setup at my house. I'll show you. It's on repeat. I sat down and I listened to it on vinyl, sitting in my grandfather's chair,
Nice.
like just listening. On the old vinyl, on the old 1972 Pioneer system.
Wow.
Amazing.
And just amazing. And I'll say this about the Righteous Brothers, that everything Like I have to admit, I only knew them from like their greatest hits.
Yeah, me too.
Right? You know,
Yeah.
I would have known their greatest hits.
And the movie Ghost.
And
Yeah.
also Top Gun is the Righteous Brothers too. Is You've Lost That You've Lost That Love.
Oh, and there was an episode of Facts of Life where Blair was like lip syncing "You've Lost This Loving Feeling" because I remember I didn't know the song and I
Really?
fell in love with it.
Wow.
Hearing it on Facts of Life.
Yeah. Wow.
That happened, everybody. But Brian, just to wrap the Brian Wilson thing, so he often recorded a cover of "You've Lost That Loving Feeling." He loved the fucking song so much.
Yep.
And in 1977, he recorded it. We're listening to it right now.
That's crazy.
It was for an album, The Beach Boys Love You,
Oh, that was a good album.
but it didn't make the album.
Oh, it didn't make the album.
But that recording was finally released in 2013 on a compilation called Made in California.
Wow.
And now we can hear it on Toast.
They did a cover on that album of a Beatles song, Rock and Roll Music, which was a Chuck Berry song. But that was my introduction to the Beach Boys because it was on the radio. Right. I loved it.
I wrote about this when Brian Wilson passed away, but the movie Flight of the Navigator had I Get Around on it. Like it was a big scene of I Get Around.
Wow.
And Good Morning Vietnam
Yes.
featured a big Beach Boys song anyway.
I absolutely, of the Righteous Brothers,
Yeah.
You're My Soul and Inspiration
It's a great
is
song.
a great song.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a phenomenal song. I assume that's Phil Spector.
And it's
too.
similar to this.
It's
like,
very
right?
similar,
But there's some, maybe because we don't hear it as often.
Yeah.
Like there's something about that song that's really good as well. Very nice.
Very nice.
I did not know the Cher sang on that. That's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, so one more Cher thing just before we say goodbye because I have the time now. Cher does have Cameo on it's not a band, okay, but let's listen to another Cher cameo before we say goodbye. I think it's
We need a
appropriate.
chick. Yeah. We need a chick who's cool. Yeah. We need a chick that's got tattoos on her butt. Yeah. We need one of those chicks. Yeah. We need a chick that used to be married to some dork, and so now, like, she's all wild and stuff.
Speaking of King of the Hill, same guy.
Right.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. Speaking of...
In Office Space.
Right.
This sucks. Yeah. It's like it needs to be louder. Loud. Is this like wuss music? This sounds like Warren.
I like my music I
They say our love won't pay the rent. For it's earned, and the money is all being spent. But I don't know if all that's true.
Fucking great, man.
You got me.
So, not really a band, but a cameo by Cher.
Love it.
It's great.
Okay, gents, we did it in under 2 hours.
First
we
time
do
ever,
that?
I think.
It's weird.
Well, we knew we were going to do another...
Well, I wanted to race it because I wanted to get it under 2 hours, and you got here earlier than I expected. And yeah, it'll be
You
an
had
hour
us here at
15
2
minutes.
o'clock at one point. It was like I was on the air until 2.
I think originally it was 2. I went on my calendar at 2.
Way back, before.
And then
But I
I
had said
found
I
out-
couldn't get out.
Yeah.
So, Bob, what hours are you working these days?
Right now for this weekend, I'll be I've been filling in for middays. I'm doing 10 to 2 this weekend. Next week, I'm also going to be on Saturday from 1 to 6. And yeah, so like most of the summer is going to be filling in for whenever people go away. And
I love hearing you on there.
oh, thank you.
It's always the best thing ever.
It's fun.
Oh, a lot of people say they're starting to listen to Indie 88 for Bob Willette.
I appreciate it. It is a fun place to work, the one thing I keep hearing from everybody is very nice. So like, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and I really am. I was talking to a couple of different people in the industry the other day, and I was just like, I spent so much time on the management side of things, where it's just freeing to be able to just worry about doing what we do, like just trying to make people happy.
Yep.
That's all I really try to do.
Yep.
Inform, entertain,
Yep.
and if I can make you laugh, great. There's only one person who's very vocal about how much they hate me. They text every time I go on the air. All I see is on the text lines. No.
Oh, no, really? Really?
Enough
Oh, yeah.
about Mark Weisblot. He's a Hall of Famer, for goodness sake.
Well, Mark Weisbot loves me.
Oh.
Do you think he'll be at TML?
I
19? He was
wonder.
cagey.
I thought you
yeah.
said he's been like not hanging.
he was at
not-
Christy Pitts for
Oh,
TML
wow.
Right.
18.
Wow. Well, maybe we'll see him tonight.
And then he came for the snow when snow
I'll
threw
bring
out the first
I'll bring
pitch.
them some of these numbers to look at.
He might,
The
he
beer
might-
covered
You know what? I
numbers.
will say this. He has made many an appearance at a Great Lakes Brewery TML
Yeah,
event.
I talked to
He
him a
could
couple
be
years
there
ago.
tonight.
He was there last time I was there.
Yep. Me
Yep.
too.
Last year for my 50th.
That's right.
When you got your canoe.
Yep.
Or your
My
kayak.
kayak.
Sorry.
When I went out this week for the first time this
Nice.
year.
How was it?
It was great.
Nearly
It was
1 year
fucking
ago.
Perfect.
That's right. That was the last. Yeah, that might be the last
Isn't
one.
I
that
do have
funny
a
to-
question for Bob on the way out. What were you going to
Yeah.
say? It's fine.
I was just going to say, think about you a year ago when you were getting ready to start dealing cards.
I went and
I think
worked
he
in
was
the casino.
contemplating suicide.
1 year ago at this time.
I was
Like,
that's right. You're right.
it's
I was.
unbelievable.
I was training to become a casino.
They're gonna
and
make
I
a
am.
movie
I'm
about
still
it.
a licensed
Yeah.
card dealer
Yeah.
in the province of Ontario.
Wow.
So if you have any charity events, you need
Right.
somebody to.
So you were at the CFNY reunion.
I was.
And Humble and Fred were there.
They were.
Like, are they aware of the success you're having? Like, that the fact that you're
Yeah.
on like 6 days a week?
Yeah. They
I
Howard
wondered
and I-
how aware they were of what's going on in Indy 88.
Quite actually, relatively aware. I mean, I think I'm pretty. I put a lot of stuff on social media, and I think they both kind of see my social media more than anything else. You know, the whole thing with radio is it's like if it's not part of your life, then that's okay. If you're in your car. 9 times out of, we're very lucky if we're in the car. That's where most people listen to us. But I am finding that, even in the evenings, we're having some really, really interesting success keeping people sticking around and giving them a reason to stick around, and not just prizing, but giving them some, personality, some stories, some reason, become fans,
That's awesome.
I
That's what
was
we're trying
about
to do.
quote Mike Judge. You can buy a cheeseburger anywhere. People go to Tchotchke's for the flair.
There you go.
Yep.
People go to Indy 88 for the personality.
That's the idea. That's what we're trying to do. And I appreciate you
Bringing it.
allowing me to talk about it here.
well, we're claiming partial success.
As you should.
Partial credit, I
As
should
you
say.
should. Absolutely.
Right, Rob?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we created
We're
this
champions.
version of Bob,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
we put him on terrestrial airwaves,
Yes.
and then the listeners followed. Like we
Yes.
did this, Rob.
We are the champions of
Actually, I should
your...
have Rob on the hot AC stations that we have on the FM stations.
Let's do it.
Because we play a lot of spoons.
Do you?
Oh yeah,
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
There was a Indy 88 tip from Moose Grumpy. It was about how you need to add Pink Pony Club to your playlist.
Don't even get me started. We had it. It's not. I'm not in programming anymore.
Right.
I'm not in programming
Well,
anymore.
are you
But I
allowed
don't,
to have an opinion on this?
I absolutely. I've been very vocal. We played it, and we should have never dropped it.
Did you drop it? Why did you drop it? Like, what is the
You'd
reason?
have to
It's
ask the
played too
programming.
much
You'd
by,
have to ask the programming department.
Okay, what's their number? Leave it with me.
Sure.
I'll make a phone
Give them
call.
a call.
Let's talk to
Call
them.
on live on the air.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to see everybody in a little bit. Moose Grumpy's on. There's one last thing. So we have the extra 10 minutes here. Now, we don't have to do this. I can shut this down and do the extra. I'm already playing the extra. By the way,
Yeah.
where is the new extra, Rob?
It's coming. It's a work in progress.
Do you want to try? I could do a phone call to Anthony Petrucci right now and ask what food is going to be at TMLX 19. Like, do you want to do that, or is this
No,
a
I'm
bad
just
idea?
really hungry right now. That's all I know.
You have to wait till 5:30.
No, I might get Rob to stop somewhere if he's driving
Oh
me
my
over
God,
there.
that is hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to hold on, and
Oh,
it'll
that's a good
taste
idea.
even better if I can hold
Yeah,
on.
fair
I
enough.
might do this. I mean, it's my show, and I have this.
Do whatever
extra
you wanna
10
do.
minutes. All right, so let me see. Here's how
You're gonna call
I'll tell you
Mr.
what I'm doing. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I don't know. They wouldn't do this on Indy 88. It's too risky, but I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go to my Google phone.
Yeah. I was thinking of Paul Pasta because earlier you were talking about this guy, Paul McCoy.
Yeah.
And in Paul McCoy, like it's the only other person I've ever heard with the name Palma, like Palma Pasta. Paul McCoy.
Okay, keep vamping while I do this.
Okay.
You're telling a great
Bit of a
story.
stretch there, but that's all right.
But Palma, work with me.
Yeah, Palma, right? And
Paul
you
McCoy.
love, and your family loves, because when you come up here, they love the
We love the
lasagna.
frozen. Oh, yeah.
And I will say this: I've served the lasagna to my extended family, who are half Italian,
Yeah.
on the wife's side,
Oh, yeah.
and they say it's the best bought, no, without a doubt, the best like frozen bought lasagna they've
Well, you know
ever
what?
had.
Let's tell Anthony. I don't know
Okay.
if he'll answer, and I don't know what's going on here, but we're going to do this.
Okay,
Okay,
try it.
All right.
Caller, you are on the air.
Let's see how this works.
You might want to kill the music or bring
Yeah,
it.
don't worry. The music's going away. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Look
Oh
at
my
that.
God.
This is like wow.
You are caller number 1.
Oh, that's what I do.
That's right.
Anthony, can you hear me?
Say it again.
Hello?
Anthony, can you hear me?
I don't think he can hear
Yes.
you. Yeah. Oh,
So, am I loud and clear, Mr. Petrucci?
I can hear you.
I'm calling you from Toast with Rob Preuss and Bob Willette. Rob from the Spoons and Honeymoon Suite. Bob, of course, you know, he was on Humble and Fred, but he's now on Indy 88. And we wanted to ask you what delicious Palma pasta is coming to Great Lakes Brewery in about an hour.
Oh my God, it's Michael Boone.
You didn't identify yourself.
I know, he didn't even identify himself. He thinks that I know him off by heart.
He thinks he's a superstar.
We talk a lot, Anthony.
He's a superstar. He
There
is
you
a
go.
superstar in his mind only.
That's
there
right.
you go. There you go.
What delicious
Awesome.
Palma pasta can we expect tonight at TMLX 19?
Well, you're going to get your famous meatballs because I know you love the meatballs.
Oh,
There you go.
You're going to get penne, which is a vegetarian
Oh,
dish.
yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
And there's something else. Hang on one second. I got
Lasagna, maybe?
You know what? I can't remember if lasagna was on your menu.
Uh-oh.
You got to add it, Anthony.
It might be a little late, dude.
Yeah, I think it's a little late. Mike. What are you doing there? You're supposed to be at Great Lakes Brewery.
We're leaving in a minute. We're leaving in a minute.
Wait, you said you're delivering it at 5:30.
No, I know, but I'm sending our driver there to drop it off.
I thought you were dropping it off.
No, I can't make it, Mike.
But can you make an appearance?
I will try.
There you
Oh,
go.
you've got two extra. You've got meat lasagna.
There you go.
You got penne and rosé.
Nice.
You got meatballs. Yes. And you got plates, cutlery, napkins.
There you go.
So, Anthony, let me just say this, since you won't be the delivery person I meet at Great Lakes Brewery. Let me just say this.
It'll be Carmine the Big Ragu.
I love that guy. You know, I do love Carmine. I love it. I feel like I'm in an episode of The Sopranos when I talk to
No,
him.
Carmine the Big Ragu is from Laverne and Shirley.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I didn't know that. Okay, Anthony, I want to
You
say...
didn't know that reference?
Well, I
He's
watched,
too young.
I
He's
know
too
Lenny
young.
and Squiggy.
Yes.
Okay, well, Carmine the Big Ragu. You didn't know that?
So
Anthony, I'm keeping Mike up to date with the things
Rob's
he missed.
turning 60, okay?
That's
He's
right,
got
I'm old.
the advantage here. But Anthony, I want to say something on behalf of all listeners, all FOTMs who are gathering at Great Lakes Brewery tonight. I want to say thank you to you because to a T, everybody finds the offerings at Palma Pasta absolutely delicious. I got Dave Charles who says he makes his trips to Palma's Kitchen every week to stock up. Everybody loves Palma Pasta, so we want to say thank you to you.
I really appreciate it, and it's an honor to do this all the. How long is it? What number is this one at Great Lakes now?
This is TMLX 19.
And how many of them have been at Great Lakes?
Great Lakes.
I don't know exactly how many have been at
But
Great
they've
Lakes.
been Palma's been part of all of them, right?
Yeah.
We've been there all the
almost all.
time, and I think this is great. I think it's great. I just wish you had better weather tonight, but you know
Yeah.
what? That's okay.
Is it raining?
No, it's not raining now.
So it's just a nice sweater weather tonight.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Better than Monday or Sunday.
You know,
There
now
you
that
go.
I know you might not be able to make it tonight, I might cancel this whole thing, man. Like,
And keep the food yourself.
Hold the food.
Yeah, okay.
I'll just have a big birthday bash tomorrow. So,
You
Anthony,
know what? Honestly, it's fun to be a part of it in many ways. We've known each other for a long time. It's good that we can be a part of it and that everybody gets fed. You've run a good event tonight. I think it's a fun event, and I've been there in the past. So, you know what? Everybody's going to have an awesome time.
We will miss you, but we'll be eating your food in spirit.
Yes, my friend. Thank you so much, Michael.
you know that Snow's going to be there tonight.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
The informer himself.
He might be there for all 3 hours, 6 to 9.
You got all the stars out tonight, Michael.
Well, I have Rob Preuss and I have Bob Willette. What more do you need? So, Anthony, I know you're a busy man. I'm glad you took this call. I'm sorry you didn't recognize my famous voice from CNN, but thank you, Palma Pasta. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you to all the Petruccis. Again, sorry for your loss. It's been a rough period for you personally, losing your dad, then your mom. But we love you guys, and we love your support.
Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate it, and I hope everyone has an awesome night tonight.
All the best.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Godfather.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
There you go.
It worked out,
That
right?
worked out.
Really cute.
Yeah. Should I have recorded that?
We're starting the show now.
Although now I'm going back to the extra.
That's
I
right.
realize we built in the 4 minutes of runway so I could talk it up, but I got nothing else to say.
It's all good.
Will you allow me to pass this outro along to Mr. Toronto Tree, Pringle Hopper, Dr.
Don't. Of course, I want you to do that.
Okay, good. I'm going to give it to him, so he's excited.
We should tell people what we're talking about. What's his name again?
Toronto Tree. Toronto Tree Man.
Professor what?
Professor Inglehopper. I don't remember.
The professor who talked about Toronto Tree loves this outro so much he wants to use it in classrooms because there's so many Toronto nuggets at the end. And I told him, I put him in touch with you, Rob Preuss. And yeah, absolutely share it with him. Let's share the love, man. Do you know that Great Lakes is now airing their jingle on episodes of Between Two Fermenters?
Amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah, great cover of Lowest of the Low song, Roseanne Gray. Okay, we're going to wrap here.
Professor Elwood Pricklethorn.
Okay, that's a great name for a great guy. He's really cool.
Yeah, he was amazing.
He does these tours of the island.
But he's not coming tonight.
I don't think
Professor
he can make
Elwood.
it tonight, right?
Okay.
Okay, hopefully someone makes it tonight. I can't wait to hang with everybody. I can't wait to eat my palma pasta. I can't wait to drink my Great Lakes beer. We'll see you all there. We'll have to come up with a good topic that doesn't piss off Bob as much for next
I thought
week.
Here's up with the next topic.
What is it?
We're gonna do eyes.
Eyes?
Eyes, like songs about eyes with like
These eyes.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Cry
But that's kind
every
of that's
night.
kind of like the basic solution here. But
I like eye
I
songs.
can't fight this handsome devil. I can't fight this guy.
you don't have to do it. We could do something else.
Well, we could do it. And that brings us to the end of our 1,720th show. The Big Ragu is from Laverne and Shirley. I watched a lot of Laverne and Shirley. I didn't know the Big Ragu. Is he a friend of Lenny and Squiggy's?
I don't remember if he was the guy who like ran the restaurant, or it was Laverne's dad, maybe. I don't really remember exactly, but all I remember is that it's like Laverne and Shirley.
I watched a lot of Laverne and Shirley. I was a big Happy Days guy.
Yeah.
Go to TorontoMike.com for all your Toronto Mike needs. Much love to all who made this possible. Again, that's Great Lakes Brewery. We're headed there now. Palma Pasta. We just talked to Anthony Petrucci. I knew lasagna was on the... I'm not going to have an event without lasagna. But there is vegetarian options. I got that question. And there's definitely going to be vegetarian options. For the last time this summer, much love to Menaris and Al Grego. Thank you for your support. Toronto Maple Leafs baseball. Go say hi to Cito Gaston, FOTM Cito, tomorrow at Christie Pitts. RecycleMyElectronics.ca. Building Toronto Skyline and Ridley Funeral Home. See you all next week when my guest is... It's FOTM Cast with Tyler Campbell and Cam Gordon.
Yeah.
We have to talk about the Ashley McIsaac episode.
Oh, yeah.
Don't miss FOTM Cast. That's 11 a.m. on Monday. See you all then.